How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, let me fix the webcam real quickly and then we'll be good to go. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream, boys. It looks like there's rumors that apparently the alpha should be here by, I believe it is Thursday. Is that what it says? 14th, which I think is a Thursday. Yeah, that's what out of left field, out of nowhere, people like got a rumor it's gonna be on the 14th, which I'm pretty sure it's at this point like rumor. That's all it is. It's just rumors. It's like it's on the 14th, my guy. It's on the 14th. This week looks like is the alpha week. Should be very, very exciting after the reset. I'm ready for it, man. I'm actually ready. I got somebody who guys actually messaged me like, yo, Dal, if alpha is Thursday, my guy, you should probably take a break like Wednesday or something, and then come back Thursday, do your alpha if you get in. I guess it's also a question is, are we gonna have like alpha popping up in our BNets before it, or is it just kind of one of those things like wait until Thursday and then hope you get in or something? I guess, right? I don't remember how they did it for Shadowlands. Maybe they started flagging accounts before the launch. I don't remember any of that anymore, man. It's been a bit, you know what I mean? It's been a bit, but boys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Today we got NA 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Let's hop on and see if we can get some boys together for some 5V5 1v1. What's up, Arthur, Chris, Justin, Wargames? Hey, boys, all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a beautiful, beautiful evening, boys. I haven't had anything to eat. I haven't had my coffee, so we're just gonna be sipping on that while trying to get this stream all together. So if y'all want to know why Alpha hasn't been here, hit me with it, Alpha. Hit me with it. I'm interested. I want to hear that dad joke, my guy. Alrighty, boys. Let's see how many new groups we got. What's up, Creepy? Alrighty, my man. Hope you having a good one, my man. Yo, boys. Beep the LFG. See if we have it. Hold on. Wait a second. Is that why? Is that? What the? A wild Dragonflight Alpha has appeared. A wild Dragonflight Alpha has fled. Is that why it hasn't happened? I guess it keeps appearing. I guess you're not wrong. It does keep appearing over in the what would you call it? The CDN, the vendor builds, or whatever you call it. Yo, we got my man DJ trying to put our group together, boys. I'm gonna join with you the fat. I haven't played him since 9.1. Yo, sound good, my man. You're more than welcome to, my guy. More than welcome to him. But we got my boy DJ Flex to open up a group. Opening up group in LFG. Honestly, DJ, you probably could open up the group over in the Dungeons and Raids and put it in like the Raids Legacy section, because this way you can get custom, not custom view. You can get the cross faction. We're gonna have to start doing that, dude. Until Blizzard adds a way for us to be able to get groups over for cross faction in the custom PvP, we may just have to list them in Raids Legacy. Pick like some raid that nobody ever does anymore, raid that nobody ever plays ever, because this way you'll be able to at least get the boys to join as Alliance and Horde. But dude, cross faction, I mean, that has been an awesome feature. I've been enjoying it a lot, man. And I feel like it's helped out us get some groups for duels. There we go, boys. We got the boys. We got Chicago and DJ putting up groups together over in Raids Legacy. Get in here, boys, if y'all are interested. And if you guys are part of the community, join the community if you have any interest in participating in the 5V5 1v1 duel groups at all. Chicago and DJ got DG. I keep calling you GJ, but it's DG Flex. Got groups in the Raids Legacy section, or right here if you need an inv. Here we go, boys. And we have a community, by the way. If y'all want to join the community, if you're interested in joining those at all, join the community. It makes it that much easier for them to invite you into your groups, because you can just invite each other through the communities. Plus, you could also get to hang out with the other boys that are doing 5V5 1v1 duels, or participate regularly in the 5V5 1v1 duels, and you guys get to hang out with everybody. Guardian Druid for the duels, but Boom can Affinity Mustard Streak Bear form. Wait, what? I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that, Worthless. I don't know how I feel about having a tank in these, man. You know what I mean? We've had tanks in these before, and unless you have a tank with like some giga crazy like Chad one-shot build, or like something really cheesy where it's like, you know, like some kind of a cool PvP thing for it. I don't mean like what I guess like survivability for years and years and years, I don't necessarily consider cool, but if you got like some kind of a one-shot build, I think that'd be cool to see, like once at least. But usually we don't like tanks in because the games end up going for way too long. We already got feral druids, man. They literally go in bear form, press bark skin with a tank Lego. That's literally a tank right there. We got plenty of those anyway. We literally already got tanks in here, dude. Fire mages, they're basic tanks. Rogues, literally a tank. Dude, have you seen them hunter and rogue towns, by the way? Dude, I took a look at them yesterday in a much closer, like really meticulously scouring through them. Every little update of rogues, as well as hunters. My god, rogues are looking really good, dude. We got a bunch of new poisons for assassination. We got what looks like a raid white poison that's called like a atrophic poison. It reduces the target's damage done by 3%. That doesn't mean a lot, right? Man, you're gonna make the mage hit for 3% less hard versus, yeah. Wow, what a good poison. Bro, if this works in a boss, this is literally Devotion Aura as a debuff for the full raid. This is massive. It's a huge, it's like a 6% versatility flat defensive value. It is massive. Which seems like Assassination may have a guaranteed raid spot, man, going into this next raid tier. And Outlaw, you got a party buff to get cooldown reduction, churning combo points out, giving everybody else big cooldown reduction. You can go for like a heavy combo point spender build, which will reduce some of your damage output, but will give everybody crazy good cooldown reduction. It is awesome. Your poison plus Devo aura is crazy. That's what I'm saying. That could be really, really good. Dude, it's actually incredible. Like, look at the Hunters. I'm like, look at the Beastmaster. I'm like, wow, I like this pet interaction. Look at it, Marksman. It's mostly the same with a couple of new things. I like that AoE sounds with Wailing Arrow. Both of those specs are getting done. Pretty cool. Then you have survival, and I love some of the talents, the gap closers, the playstyle options out of it, the range that it has with the spear. I think it's going to be really, really cool overall. But then I look at the rogues, I'm like, oh my god, Assassination mind blown, dude. I like the new Vendetta too. I'm interested to play around with the new Vendetta. I think function is going to be the same because it's going to have that energy playstyle, right? Vendetta give you a lot of energy. Having double bleeds on a target will going to give you a lot of energy. And then you also have a big bleed playstyle with the damage, and then you have like the bleed focused gameplay out of it that you can play. I mean, it's really, really good in my opinion. Survival is gonna have a scatter shot and range slow. Pretty interesting. Yeah, it's gonna have a scatter shot, range slow. Marksman can gain a pet stun, like a proper one, if you don't play into Lone Wolf, so that could be very, very interesting. I'm sure you'll still play Lone Wolf, but for PvP, having that pet utility and good pet damage, I think is going to be very, very valuable. It'll give you a lot more freedom and opportunity how you want to play. So it's going to be really good overall. Then we got what to say? Assassination rogues, poisons for days, outlaw, cooldown reduction, a shadow dance build with ambushes. You literally become sub rogue of old. You're like a cataclysm sub rogue. 1 minute dance window with a ton of burst damage for it. It's gonna be incredible, dude. And then subtlety also got a lot of cool stuff too. With the rogues and mages are going to get similar treatment recently, I have a strong feeling that the mage tree. That's what I'm saying, yo. See, that's what I'm saying. Seeing like the hunter tree and rogue tree does give us a lot of insight of like, well, what is going to be shared in the class tree. And it looks like between hunter and rogue, like hunters have a lot of things shared in between one another. Like a lot of abilities are shared. Exposed shot is shared. You have your chakram is shared. You have surplus thing is shared. All the talents interact with surplus thing is shared. Even the Lego. You have barrage is shared. Stun is shared. Knockback trap is shared. Scatter shot is shared. You have a lot of things that are shared between rogues and hunter, and that's probably like Silver says, gonna happen with Arcane as well. Blanket CS for Arcane and such. I think so. I think it's probably very, very possible Deep Freeze could be coming back. I think that'd be really, really interesting. We gotta wait and see. But boys, we got 2 groups ready for 5V5 1v1 Duels. We got Chicago in the Raids Legacy. You got DG with the Raids Legacy. I'll call it DJ, man. I'll call it DJ. If y'all want to join, right in the communities, if you're looking to join any groups, and then Chicago or DJ can give you guys an invite. Oh, mother, welcome to join these groups just right in the community. If y'all want to join the duels, if you have any interest in playing ever, join up if you can. Wait, Asa. Okay, hold on. This is, some of you guys are not gonna like this one, but this man's speaking truth. I am the dumbest man alive. Let's should bring back Garrison's Dragonflight. Clearly you're dumber. You know what? Some people like having a little home away from home. You know what I mean? Some people like having a little garrison. I didn't think it was a, like, overall, having your own place, nothing wrong about it. The functionality of garrisons, customizability, or lack thereof, didn't very much like it. Basically, like, garrisons could have been player home. But instead they gave garrisons, which should give you more reason to dislike garrisons. Let's be honest. Hey, what's up, Betty? How you doing, my man? Hope I'm a good one. Wait a minute, there's no doubt 5V5 Duels good for me. Now they grows. Actually, both of them, Chicago is Alliance. These are all cross-faction. So you guys can play cross-faction. You guys should just find them in... Okay, so this is how you join duels, by the way, boys, if y'all want to join in. Alliance and Horde can both do this. So, Dungeons and Raids. Weird, I know, but say with me. Dungeons and Raids. I know I lost some of you already. Premier group. Raids Legacy. Weird, right? Find a group. Top number 5 at the top. We have 2 groups. They're up in LFG, Raids Legacy, so we can use cross-faction. You guys can just join in. Hey, now also a little more rogue from 32 to 49, the day alone. Let's go, my god. What's making play now? Nothing right now. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, my man. Here we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Pinned. Now we got the pin. So if you guys want to join, here it is. I mean, just press the Garrison Hearthstone, you're there. I know, right? But big issue is Guardian joins me declined. Sag, why are you trying to join as a Guardian? Join your Shammy, man. Pop off of that alley. We need some more alley gameplay in these duels. I just hope they don't make many CK interactions with survival. Kill command interactions. So there are some kill command interactions. And it looks like a lot of the challenges do have some interactivity with kill command, like kill shot kill command, raptor strike kill command with the new hunt they're getting, except it's not hunt, it's like spearhead, but it has a very similar look and functionality of like the demon hunter hunt night fae ability, which I think is really cool, man. I think it's really cool. I don't know, I don't think it's the worst, honestly, Hosen, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I feel like it's cool that there's some kill command interactions, but I think it's going to be interesting. Like, there's some kill command interactions and you can play into the ones you enjoy, I guess. I think it's just the spec is pretty simple and there's a lot of interactivity between kill command resets and stuff, so they're just adding that in since that's part of your tier, right? Kill command interaction with grenades, they're just basically adding other things like kill command can proc this and that, which I don't think is the worst, honestly. You basically are rolling the dice seeing what procs every time you kill command. Again, it's just part of the class having a pretty simplistic playstyle, and they're just tying things to an ability. But if you have an idea like what other ability you could use instead, I'll be all ears. Is this the URNA? This is NA today, boys! Today is the NA 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Yeah, I'm more than welcome to join up if you want to. Right here, if you need a group invite and want to join the duels. If you guys want to join the 5V5 1v1 DUELS, we have 2 groups available. Looking for more boys over on the Dungeon Raids, Premier Group, Legacy Raid. Find group top number 5 at the top and hit enter. We throw them out on the Raids Legacy section just so cross faction works and you guys can join as either Alliance or Horde. It doesn't really make a difference which faction you play. Either faction can join any of these boys. But how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? Hope I'm just having a wonderful evening. I really love the crossover of some of the abilities, making the class small jacket traits. True, and it lets you define what your hunter is, what your rogue is, what your death knight is, what your druid is. You get to define what makes up your class, and then you still have your spec side of things that can really flesh things out. I think it's really interesting. Yeah, Salam, today is NA, my man. You're more than welcome to join, by the way. I think you're EU, though, but how you doing, my guy? Yeah, what's up, Blue? I wonder. I do, man. Hope you having a good one, boys. You got your groups up and running over in the Raids Legacy. Weird, but you can join there. Something's kind of scares me. All mages might get Dragon Breath. That would be nutty, because you know how Fire Mage can just use breath to set up and poly easily and get away. Yo, that could be nutty. I don't know if that's what they will give. I think that will still be like, it's kind of like Solar Beam for Druids. I think Breath is going to be fire specific. At least that's how I feel in my gut. I could be wrong though. That's just like a gut feeling. Like if I had to bet tomorrow, I probably will go with my gut and say that's probably going to be a fire only thing, but I won't be against it. I think like, you know, that knock-up ability and the knockback ability that fire has with the, instead of like a Nova, it's like a knockback with like a fiery knockback thing. We need 1 more boy over for the man, DG. And we need 2, 3 more boys over for Team Chicago if y'all want to join up. I think I'll probably do that. Anything possible? For sure, for sure. I want to keep an open mind. I want to have hope. If some get Shadowlands, I know, right, dude? It's crazy. If everybody got that sub rogue, Shadowlands, and Garode, anything is possible, dude. That is just crazy in my head. Yo, DJ Black's got himself a full group, boys. We just hit a second one up. We need to fill up the second group with Chicago and Lux. If y'all want to join up, join my boy Lux, join my boy Chicago. Get some more boys in here. I wish I had, I really wish we had chills in here tonight. What do you think of the new sound so far? Yo, I really hated the Hunter ones, but the Priest and Rogue got me hype. Thanks, Aura. So my thoughts are on the Hunter and Rogue. I think Hunter didn't really get too many new stuff. Like Beastmaster got a lot of pen interaction, which I like. It's fleshing out the gameplay. And I like the Wailing Arrow for both MM and BM. I think it's interesting. I think the base Hunter kit is pretty good. It has all the good stuff that every single spec likes. There's a lot of opportunity for play into a pet heavy build or a more hunter focused build and a lot more utility to add. It's like really well done. Not like anything like superb, just well done. Right? The spec specific side, Beast Mastery, a lot more pen interaction, bleed, personal damage interaction, interesting options. But basically, Beastmaster finally getting fleshed out a little bit. Nothing revolutionary, but it's pretty good. Marksman is mostly the same. I didn't really notice much changes. There's some new talents in there. Wailing Arrow is cool, but for the most part, it's staying the same. Which, if you like the current marksman, I guess you're pretty happy. If you didn't really enjoy the Shadowlands design of marksman and the utilities and the challenge choice you had and the build choice you had as marksman, you're probably not a fan of it. I'm not really somebody who played a lot of marksman either. If you survival I think has some really cool stuff in there, but for the most part staying more or less true to its playstyle, true to its core. Nothing super wild out there. Rogues are wild. The class tree is insane, bro. Shadow Dance, Garrote Silence, Gouge, what else there? Mark for Death, Curate Ability, Sepsis for all three specs of Rogue, except for Subtlety against Flagellation. So both abilities can be combined together. It's just an incredibly good, well-designed class tree that lets you design how you want to play your class. There's so many options. Find weakness in Shadow Dance is going to be insane. And then you have the specs themselves with Assassination, what looks like getting a bunch of poisons, potentially a raid buff too. Aula getting a party buff, man, with a lot of different builds to go into an ambush heavy build with dances wherever possible, and then a pistol shot build, big cleave AoE. They really thought about like, okay, what does the spec need? Gave you what you needed. It's not perfect. It's still going to get a lot of variation. Some people say maybe they shouldn't cap Blade Flurry, but up it to 8 targets and then increasing the amount of damage it does below 8 targets. That is incredible. That is awesome. That is an interesting set of design. And then Subtlety gets some really cool unique utility there as well. Overall, Rogues, I'm actually really excited for. Chicago ready to go, boys. We got ourselves a 5V5 1v1 duel group. Everybody's more than welcome to join, boys. After this one, and Chicago. First duel of the night, let's do Nagrand. The Grand. First arena of the day. We gotta throw back in the original, man, in the OG. I guess shifting to Radiant Spark. Yeah, I'm thinking Arcane will definitely get Radiant Spark, but I think shifting power will be possibly a class talent for all 3 specs. I think it's very possible. It's just way too good. And it's also been iconic. What I expect from Dragonflight PvP? Greatness. Ease of gearing, fun, interactive, no bugginess. I expect like less lag and big group open gameplay, open combat, and yeah, that's really about it. There's not really much to expect. I'm expecting there's going to be a lot of diversity of builds with talents in general. I think that's going to keep players enjoying and having fun and trying new stuff for a long while. But so I can't really ask for more than just like making it all friendly and give players the ability to play with friends. And if they can improve any kind of lag, that'd be fantastic. That'd be icing on the cake. That's what I'm expecting. I don't know if that's the ANC we're looking for, but that's the best answer I got. Dude, this sucks, by the way. I like it a lot, but I should really add it to the mix. Unless I already have. Alrighty, boys. First duel of the day. Switch. What do we got tonight? We got ourselves Jointers. Gonna be first up. Got himself that green. Actually, what is that? Oh, I really like the Demon Hunter stuff going on there. But Jointers gonna be again in the opener versus Squippy as a Necrolopel. Got himself a resale Jointers with an evasion, dodging that opener ring as Squippy trying to see if he can turn the fast one on him. Get a shot, breaking through a flesh cut with a cheap shot to follow. Jointers with the Shadow Blades. I don't know if it was a Shadow Blades proc or a real Shadow Blades. It looks like it was just a proc, and Squippy trying to go for a roll, trying to discombobulate Jointers, and then maybe potentially bounce on him yet again. Doesn't have a proper stun. There goes a bash of the Jointers, getting some dots up in there. And Squippy just trying to see if he can get some pressure. That's 6 on the Rogue. Rogue got himself a full blind, looking for a full reset. And Squippy could potentially be in trouble. Does have a trinket. Him utilizing the trinket at the right time is going to be super important. No more blind by the Rogue, so you can't just get blinded into a complete reset, into a redo. As Jointer just getting aggressive. Quick bear form for Squippy. Does get himself a little bit of more survivability. Does he play the natural order legendary, which is a tank leg when he goes Barskin while in bear form, he gets himself quite a bit of a heal. Squippy hoping to get some calm points off his Jointers. All he could essentially hope for is just get some dots damage and maybe potentially lock down a stun on the Jointers. Shadow meld out of the Rogue. Actually got himself a bit of a reset. Squippy does not really chase. He's going to back up out of there. In fact, he's actually just trying to see if he can kind of sort of for a second stay away from Jointers. Just trying to give him a tag. Bear form, pre-forming the burst out of the Rogue. The Rogue is not deterred. He's just going to go for full burst. That's going to be back-to-back of Squippy as it goes for a bark skin. Was that a heal wall on bark? I didn't quite notice. Trying to go for a bash onto Jointers, but looks like he naturally dodged it? Or what was that on the ability? Either that was a proper bash and the Rogue just naturally avoided it with the 90 dodge. Just rolled a 20 on that one. Or it was some other ability. Maybe it was like a maul. I know that you get like a PvP talent as a Feral Druid when you go in bear form, you get a new ability that does percentage damage of someone's health. Maybe that's what that was. But it looked like a proper like bash animation. So I could be wrong on that one. Sap out of Squippy as Jointers does get himself a reset. That was Berserk out of Squippy though. And the Rogue is not really panicking whatsoever. Quick roar into a Cyclone. Potential Squippy could go for a Flash Cap. That's exactly what he's going to go for. Just trying to make sure he got himself a shield. Isn't Catherine potentially could get aggressive. Does get a resell opener versus Jointers. Putting some dots in there. Thorns to follow. Just letting those dots do work with the Kevin Slime. And Jointers decided to take the damage. Does get himself a Sippy Cup rolling. He is carrying. So he can always just deal with those dots quite easily. Squippy with yet another reopener. Just trying to keep the bleed pressure on the Rogue. Trying to deny him any kind of restells. And there goes a reset for Jointers for just a second. Has dots rolling in, and those dots are gonna get him on a stealth. And Squippy's fast enough, he could potentially get him. Squippy, I see he's playing a Savage Roar build, so he's playing for more like constant damage build rather than for like a bursty build, or like a rather finisher build, which is very, very interesting. Is that what normally Pharaohs play, is the Savage Roar? Like the basic their version of Slice and Dice. Gonna be a quick hit, a shot as Squippy's out of cat form. No bear for Barska's who has to keep him alive. Does get himself a Kevin Slime. Rocking the shield, but big damage, big crit onto Squippy. Trying to see if he can get himself recovery. Big emergency healing does come out. So maybe get himself a little bit of recovery. He does go into bear form the last second with a Barskin. I don't know if he's running natural order legendary. I want to say at this point maybe he isn't. Gonna be a quick evasion by Jointers. Blind onto Squippy, holding onto a trinket. Next go by the Rogue could be extra deadly. Even if the Rogue goes in for like a cheap shot into a kidney shot, Squippy could just die unless he trinkets, bear form immediately, and hope for the best. This is where as a Feral Druid you gotta pray a little bit. Gotta roar immediately. It's gonna get a maim onto Jointers. Had the call points cooked up, and that's gonna be a quick Cyclone. Trying to see if we can deal with the Rogue and trying to go for recovery. So far this duel has been a little bit closer than I expected, boys. Music a tiny bit loud. I can lower it down a little bit. Here we go, my guy. Get a shout out to Squippy. Jointers just continuing to go through his rotation. Man, if Vincent's flying, absolutely just cutting up the cat. Slash bear, slash night elf, slash cheetah or stag, whatever travel form you got going on. Gonna be a quick interrupt on that regrowth. Squippy does not have a flesh cut, it looks like, but does get himself a frenzied region while he's in bear form. Flesh cut is up, no way for the Rogue to interrupt it. Does get himself full shield. This way he could get counter aggressive. The cat form is available. No Barskin on Berserk for just a little bit. Could potentially go for a big finisher and get himself a Berserk going. Just try to keep the dots rolling on the Jointers. He does have a Berserk right now. Could potentially just close the gap. Root onto the Rogue. Could go in there. He knows there's going to be a sap. No way! Yo, Squippy went for a root, but apparently it doesn't put you in combat, and that lets the Rogue get a proper sap. At least he was in bear form flush cap, so it's not like he's out of position in a bad spot or anything. But just that sap, this Rogue is just waiting for it, man. Just a quick one. Oh my god. Squippy was doing maybe way too careful to get himself out of combat. Get a shovel in the combo. Barskin available. Does not have a trinket. This is going to potentially huge burst on Jointers. Does he do it? Big frenzy reach and emergency healing for Squippy. Jointers continue to get mad damage. Does not get the crits it needs. And Squippy does recover from this barely. And that's going to be quick maim onto Jointers. How's it for it? Maim want to use it right now. Looks like he's just going to take the damage. Got himself, I think, a quick Sippy Cup. If he has himself a Sippy, then no more bleed should be on him. Squippy back in bear form with Thorns up and running. Jointers with the Cloak of Shadows. That is going to fall off right now. Jointers got himself a little bit of health recovery as well. I think that was a Sippy Cup for him. As we're finally hitting that dampening little by little. Bashing the Rogue. Still holding on to Dragon. Going to be a quick hit shot. Oh, just Squippy, no way out. I think it's going to be over. Oh my goodness. I feel like, man, that's a hard one. This is where you kind of just need to be, I don't even know, you got to be knowing when to be aggressive against a Rogue right now is very, very difficult because Rogues, man, are just nutty. Drowsy's lock is going to be up next. Try to see if you can make Affliction work. Affliction got some buffs for the patch 9.2.5. Quick Fear AoE on the Jointers, just trying to load him up with dots. No more cloak by the Rogue. So for Drowsy, this is going to be a perfect opportunity. Maxing out all his dots. It's going to be Dark Glade and everything. It's going to porch next to Jointers. Jointers with advantage. See how his bad dots rolling on him. Drowsy does go for a rune of casting. And those dots are going to get Jointers out in the open. Every time he catches himself a reset behind the pillar, though, there's going to be a shield, and that shield is going to absorb quite a lot of that dot damage. Jointers just trying to avoid Drowsy as best as possible. That Dark Glare not really giving him much of an opportunity. Looks like Jointers should be able to get himself at least a bit of a reset, as the stun, I think, went around the corner, but didn't quite catch the Rogue. The dot's still on him, trying to see if he can recover food from Seamark. Is he able to do so? Kid the shot. Drowsy does go for a defensive. Dark Pack did get buffed. That's going to be a wall, though. Trying to see if he can tank up all this damage. A lot of defensive burn all in single go. And Jointers just looking to get the hell out of there. Did burn a Shadow Blades though, so I guess maybe Drowsy popped himself a Dark Pack, saw the Shadow Blades, was like, you know what, maybe I should layer in a wall just to make sure I'm extra safe, because you can die through the Rogue Shadow Blades. Just like that. Sap as Drowsy just got... he just spent time getting beat up by the rogue. He went out to drop down board. He literally got sapped immediately. Get a shot on the Drowsy. Big chicken for Drowsy, has to go for it as he gets slow, and that's going to be mad damage out of the rogue. Drowsy with no help whatsoever, unless the man had a drain build right then and there. There's always so much you can do with Chicago, trying to see if he can charge out, shut down the rogue. So far, this rogue has had himself a hell of a game. Is that a spike on the Chicago? Big LA blast and Jordan just does find himself a low health whatsoever. What was that spike? What is that damage? Going to be a quick shadow mill by the rogue. Chicago could potentially pick up the eye, is on the hunt right now. The eye on the right-hand side, not chasing after the rogue immediately. Is going to be picking up the eye. Well, nope. I guess he did. He like barely touched it. I noticed that the eye, the interaction between the eye and people like picking it up is just not consistent. It never is. Like you kind of walk next to it and the accident just gets grabbed. And other times like you walk on top of it, just barely gets grabbed. Going to be an opener onto the pet. Chicago Trinket says they're going to be stunned by the rogue intro. Sunder does get himself a big chain harvest to follow versus pointers. Jointers. Keep calling them pointers. Gonna be an early spike. Jointers can't really go anywhere. Needs to maybe take down the totem if he wants to be able to escape this. Chicago with mad blast on the Jointers doesn't really give him much opportunity as the rogue gets himself a vanish. Oh my god, this rogue's with escape tools. That would have been over, but the rogue has yet another escape. And Chicago needs to go for another set of eyes if they want to stay proactive here. Never needs to find a way to pre-wall the rogue's opener or have something rolling for him, something available, anything. Maybe they're running the, I highly doubt it, but maybe they're running the talent where in Ghost Wolf, they build up a defensive buff, right? They take less damage while in Ghost Wolf. And it looks like the rogue is going to be getting pretty aggressive. And Chicago just tried to put him in the corner. Chicago, seeing that there's going to be no kid shot just yet, expecting it. Ghost was up and running. Didn't pre-wall this one, but honestly, how could you know the rogue is going to be able to do that, man? And this is going to be a hunter with Kargat, trying to see if maybe we can lock the rogue down. Gonna be immediate cheap shot by the rogue and just taking the momentum. Big Shadow Blades, massive eviscerate burst onto Kargat. That's gonna be a flame shot. Kills just to follow. Does Joy just have a way out? It's gonna be a blind onto Kargat. Do the best catch up to him. He has dots rolling. But I think he should be able to get himself a quick escape, summoning up a steward to get himself yet another sippy. Flare does get the rogue out in the open. Kargat. Did he hit Seamark? Oh no, he hit the DK, I think. To like accidentally. I don't think he meant to. But it's gonna be a camo. Man, what is that burst out of this rogue, dude? Also, by the way, what is the burst out of Chicago? I feel like I guess any of the clouds Chicago. Like if the rogue just didn't have this many escape tools. Chicago, we would have been able to see like the crits. Those LA blasts were popping. Those were mad critties. That was awesome. What was normal build? Rogue dies? That's a good, Billy. That's a good, my man. I feel you in that though. I feel you. I feel ya. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough, dude. Rogues are so tanky. I don't think... I gotta look at the talents for Dragonflight again. Are they getting a lot of the same tanky tools? They are getting a stealth shield. I think those the only spec that's even getting a stealth shield. But I don't think they're getting nearly the same tanky... I could be wrong on that one. I gotta take a look at it. See just how tanky rogues are looking in Dragonflight. Because right now, the third season, not even the final season of Dragonflight or Shadowlands, they are blasters. Oh my god. Unless you have a trinket. He just did that through relentless. He doesn't care. This rogue is literally relentless. Gonna be a cheap shot by Airless. Trying to see if he can turn it around back on Jointers with an evasion. He does dodge that. Next eviscerate by Airless. Airless got himself evasion as well. But is he gonna be the one going down? Disarm with a blind on Jointers. Has a trinket in case he needs to. And Jointers does not have a blind of his own, so he could potentially trinket, but that's about it he could do. Gonna be, oh, Vanish just escapes out of there with a cloak of shadows, trying to make sure he doesn't take the damage through the resonator. My goodness. No. Quick stab at the Jointers. Arrow is trying to make sure he doesn't give him a break. He wants to make sure that he takes him down so that his team too actually gets a bit of a revenge. Cheap shot onto Airless, immediately the trinket, get a shot on Jointers, has a trinket for it as well. Cheap shot or after, whichever one gets the most crits is going to be winning this one. Looks like Jointers picks up a blind in the last second for Airless, unless Jointers makes an obvious mistake. Airless, I think, could potentially win this. Jointers, I think, so far. I mean, it's on the platter for him, man. It's his advantage. It's his home field right now. He got the rogue all sapped up, no trinket available, unless Jointers makes mad mistakes right now. It could be over. Big eviscerate, does a bit of damage. Gonna be a disarm. Oh, disarm for Airless. In between those stones, you gotta be airtight. Airless gets himself an escape. He gets himself a winning condition right here. He actually was able to lock down the rogue. That's gonna be cheap shot. No more TRs. If Airless gets some fatty crits, he might be okay. Gonna be a quick stealth for Jordan, but Airless is keen on his attacks. He is keen on his defenses. Is keen. He knows that these rogues run away from the thick of the fight, and Airless does take him down. I can't believe it. That was, dude, Airless is living up to the name. Literally Airless. That disarm in between the stunts. I mean, for Joint, you'll see it's a punishing gameplay. It's a punishing thing. Oh my god, man. That is so good. Carly is going to be out next. Airless coming out, give him a quick bow. Just to look, hey, we're dueling each other. Give him a quick bow and he's back behind pillar immediately. He wanted to make sure that he is able to say, hey, hi, how you doing? But I want to start in the stealth. So Carly's got an opportunity to pick up the eye that could potentially get the opener onto Airless. Airless gets a cheap shot onto Carly, trying to see if he can pressure him with the Kyrian. They're going to be immediate disarm as Carly gets out of that CC. Another cheap shot to follow right after, and Airless is trying to make sure he's maximizing the crowd control. Carly had no hold whatsoever. Blind is to go for a shadow step. Check it out on Carly. Do they potentially get the damage on Airless? There's going to be a resonant chicken. Airless, I don't know if he's got. Oh, he just slammed him down real quickly. Oh, he was given an opportunity just to go for one eviscerate, and he took it. Oh my god. Yo, Airless. This man right here, right now, he's bringing it back to his whole team, dude. He watches his whole team get blasted by Rogue and is trying to see if he can use the same power, the same strength to come back. Seaworks, my man, what is going on? What is this? That's a hell of a mug. I noticed that a lot of, dude, when I look at the arcane mages over on Drustvar to like look at their mogs and look at what everybody's looking like, dude, all arcane mages have the wackiest mogs ever. I swear to God, you guys are all goobers. It's almost like you guys all shop at the same Halloween store. I don't understand what's going on. Every arcane mage that I know that's at the top end of the game right now, nobody has a serious mog. Everybody has like a funny mog. Every one of them. They're all very, very funny. But I like it. I think it's really cool. It comes with the class, comes with the spec. You play arcade, you're underrated, you lose your mind, then you're wearing your underwear in an arena. But I like the way it looks though. Airless is gonna go for a sap or Seawork. That is an arcane mage, so for a rogue, generally a mage is close matchup. As an arcane mage, you're not quite fire mage, you're not quite meta like that, but you definitely do have some interesting potential. And Seawork is literally backpedaling towards Airless. Literally just backpedaling towards the guy. Wait, you also got yourself an arcane familiar? Is that good? Or is it like a meme? I don't ever see people use arcane familiar. Seawork knows he can't really play with Airless. He knows that if he tries attacking the rogue, he's just gonna re-stealth. So he's basically really up to whenever Airless will actually play, or whenever the eyes are available. And Seawork is gonna hit him with a Nova. Polymorph on by Seawork, but it's gonna be Smoke Bomb. Airless try to see maybe if he can deny it. Airless does have a trick in the case, and he's gonna be a massive Arcana Sphere. Does he get a yacht? Oh, close, 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 so close. If you didn't dodge that at the right time, that could have been real bad. But Arcana Sphere is interesting. Immediate trigger for Seawork does have on himself all the time. But that's going to be Airless trying to see if maybe he can get himself set up for Seawork. It's going to be blind for Seawork. Does have a trigger for it. Has himself all the time. He's going to be able to be put back in the same spot. Airless is aware of where he's at. Should the power to get the rogue out. Does not get a proper restealth. No quick shadows. Does Seawork maybe get himself some big damage. Trying to go for another touch of Mage. It's a Palmer for Airless. Another Arcana Sphere. Does see himself the biggest go here possibly, potentially. Mad Burst onto Airless. Big Arcane Blast to follow. Barrage Doctor does end up taking him out. Oh my goodness. You really have to play out of the box as Arcane Mage, man. To win those and anything really in PvP, you have to be really have some out of the box thinking. It's such a weird spec, but I love it. Boys, let's get another one going, dude. That was such a good turnaround by that rogue, man. Airless living up to his name. My goodness. Let's get another one going, boys, yeah? Dude, that was an awesome duel to start off the day. I loved it. Hell yes. Let me know when you boys are ready. Arcane Family is setting for 5V5 Bog. Wait, 500? Oh! It did overall 500 damage? Bog. Yeah, the challenge is really ass. They really got to redo Arcane Familiar. I think the best way to redo it by, I think at this point, removing it, deleting it, and replacing it with any other talent that's like viable or playable. Yo, boys, 180 duels over on the NA. Let's go. Chicago's ready? Hello, DJ, let me know when you're ready, my man. Because DJ team has really got to play. The Rogue's the only one that really got to get any kind of gameplay in there. Yeah, I don't even know why they made that as a, like, see, even in PvE, nobody plays it. Like, it has no purpose unless, like, you have to move all the time. Maybe then Arcane Family gets some value if you're constantly moving. And even then, what did I do to the DK? Yes, I saw. Double barrage them. Absolutely just slammed him. 60. I did see it, dude. I see your tweets all the time, dude. I saw you talking back and forth with Rookie there, too. Talking about, like, different mages and stuff. What could be coming back. I see all of it, dude. I want to see what you did to that, man. Like, I want to see that in the arena, in the duel arena. You know what I mean? Let me know if I need to reinform, boys. Permission to flame shock the other team for a meme single target DPS? I want to say no, Worthless. Like, let's say if you use the chain harvest and the ally is standing inside of the enemy team and it ends up hitting the whole team, there's not much you can do about it. Or if, let's say, the enemy runs into the team and you hit him with a lava lash and the flame shock spreads naturally, that's not something I can really, like, get angry at you for. But, like, flame shocking them for more damage, I think let's just keep it a 1v1, yeah? You need a pet class to do that? For real, it's a decent leveling, it's about it. Okay, all good. That works out. I don't want to do no grand, I want to do random arena. So that works out for me. Hell yeah. Do. Reroll and play a flavor of the month class because everyone is doing it. Enjoy playing the class you like. That's real. That's how I feel like how half a WoW community is, man. Oh my god, it's a class of flavor of the month. Don't get me wrong, some people are like masters at learning new classes. But then I have some people that are just such DPS fiends. It's almost like they put on blinders and they forget the mechanics exist. It is terrible. It is really, really bad. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Also, to take about it for a million people hitting the pillows. Well, really? Okay. Interesting. Hey, now you're gonna have a new Rogue Town tree yet? I have, man. I have, don't you? Actually, we have a new video from this morning where we talked about the new town tree. Unless something happened with that video. Let me know if that video is up. It should be live. Unless I messed up. Unless I made a major mistake. Which I hope I didn't. Really good at learning healers. Yeah. Let me save. Alrighty. Which? We got ourselves Carly gonna be first up over for the team one with Chicago dropping down their Earth Ellie pretty quickly. Cheap shot onto the road. Carly trying to see if they can make the Outlaw work with the Kyrian Burst. So that's gonna be potentially maybe the Kyrian Shadow Dust legendary. Big Earth Shock with an Ellie Blast by Chicago. Getting some major damage to Carly. Carly having to go for a advantage, trying to find himself a quick escape out of the onslaught by the Shaman. The Shaman was able to turn around in just 3 globals. Absolutely just blasted the rogue. Someone must have crit. Carly does get himself a bit of a reset. If only Shamans could get access to control their pets, Ghost Wolf and Earth Elemental, you'd be able to much easier deal with some of these stealthies. But in the current state of the pets the pets just will just auto attack somebody that you are attacking. But if you're just not attacking anything, they just won't even aggro to anything at all, which works out for PvE combat. But in PvP, man, that wouldn't be nice if you could just like control. You kind of like a hunter controls their pet. You summon Ghost Wolves, you can control them to attack. And it used to be a thing too. Carly getting hit with the Earth Shock does go for a disarm on Chicago. Chicago's limited amount of maelstrom they have. Do continue to get some big blasters onto Carly anyway. Click shadows by the rogue. Chicago with the Aegis Trinket in case there's any magic damage out of the rogue. Maybe there's going to be Resonator. Blind onto the Chamois. And Carly's looking for the reset. Does Chicago have a Trinket? They do. So potentially could Trinket, could wall out of this one. And that's going to be the sap onto Chicago. That's Carly. I mean, what else do you really got? I think it's going to probably be a Resonator play, right? Yep, there goes the Resonator. Chicago's going to have to Trinket, I think. Trinket Wall. No, not Trinket Wall, and just going to go for a heal. Wall did have to get through it as Carly get himself a nice big pistol shot crit versus Chicago, but it's going to be Mad Shade Harvest. Carly sells a Flame Shock on him, but doesn't play into the Stealth Shield trait. Or Condi does get himself a restyle. Sunder does get him out in the open. Trinket Sunder full, but it's going to be Chicago with no weapons, but does have lightning in his hands, range to take the rogue down. With Zapithor is going to be up next. Are you playing Elemental on that thing? You are. Yes, you are. But it's going to be Chicago charging out. Going to be Zappy immediately going for that Flame Shock Primordial setup. Okay, the video is up. Yeah. So, Don't you? I do have a video out on the channel talking about the talents and my thoughts on them. Rogues are looking nutty. Hunter's looking pretty decent too. That's more or less how it's gonna be. Chicago actually get a cut of low on help. Was that Zappy to give him some kind of procs? I had to look away for a second, for just a moment. Chicago recovering plenty. Thunder to Zappy with a Storm Capacitor Totem. I wanted to call it Stormkeeper for a second. Storm Strike Totem. I feel like it should have been a Storm Strike Totem-esque. Zap does get himself that Ascendant. It's not a real Ascendant Salad. Just Ascendant Legendary. Chicago gets hit with a lag spike. Okay, so Chicago plays the Earth Spike, but it looks like Zappy plays a lag spike. That was very, very unfortunate for Chicago. Looks like the lag when they were trying to escape the LA Shaman, and the LA Shaman already was inside a cooldown, so he was able to burst him down fairly quickly. That is very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Kargath does play into the feigned death removal of all the dots Lego, but it's going to knock him up in air. Left feigned death isn't going to keep him feigned death for long. Going to be a quick flash card. Does have an interrupt for it. Zap trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of healing. Kargath has a pet slamming out at him. Zap has no mana whatsoever left over. Definitely needs to do something versus the Hunter in order to survive. Looks like it's going to be the Necrolord. Big cheat death mechanic at the very, very end. Zap is just continuing to get whatever damage you can get versus Kargath, but I think he's just kind of out of options, trying to see if he can drop down the capacitor at the very end. But at least was able to zap out your boy Chicago, which is super unfortunate at the same time. Seaver gonna be next. He got himself we got himself Pharaoh, Rogue, a Warlock, as well as the Hunter to deal with. Looks like the Hunter is immediately sending on the pets. Gonna be a barrage for Seaver. That's gonna be a flame shot on the Mage. He's gonna have to find a way to deal with the dots. Gonna be all the time immediately in case there's damage out of Kargath. Trying to see if he can hit him with a slow. Can reposition right next to him. Definitely needs to find a way to lock him down. Needs to get himself a polymorph. If he can get himself a poly, then I think he'll be in an okay-ish spot. But otherwise, yeah, got himself a bit of AoE going on. Freezing Trap is going to stop him for a second as he tries to go for a quick invis. Going to be an interrupt, potentially. No, actually, Kargath did not use a counter shot just yet, but still continues to take a little bit of damage from the RK Mage, who just can't slow down. He can't really stop for a second to get a full cast off. Shouldn't power with an all-time available, trying to get himself a lot of cooldown reduction, and they got himself a big defensive in case things go bad. Kargath does go for fade death. Mad Barrage. Oh, Fever just pops off with big damage, just kind of out of left field. Just even wait. He just said, you know what? I don't need to get myself. I want to get a touch of magic full burns, but I can't. I just gotta go. I just want him blasting. And hoping he gets a procs. Gonna be Drowsy as a Necrolord Affliction. I am interested. Color me interested. Because actually, there is a build for Affliction Warlocks and a Necrolord. You play a Malefic Rapture Legendary, and you go for a Mad Shadowbolts. I want to know if he's playing a Mad Shadowbolt build. I guess we'll find out. Seaverk is able to at least harass the bed for a little bit. Try to see if he can take it out. He's going to be able to eliminate it. Tries to try to see if he can summon a fresh new one. Quick Fear onto Seaverk. Is going to be able to get some dots in it. Cast Circle is down. Should be able to get some cast off. Polymorph is going to stop in place for a second. Seaverk is going to go for an ulti time. Decimate and Bolt into Seaverk. Does play into the proper build. Does he play into the Drain build or Shadowbolts? I imagine Shadowbolts, right? Mad damage on the Seaverk. All the time is still on him. He's going to be able to recover a lot of that damage. That's going to be Shadowbolts flying. Actually got some mad balls. Oh my god, tries to get some damage of his own. I think Seaver got himself another ulti time. He literally got another ulti time with that shifted power. Double ulti time. That is massive. But it's going to be able to reposition. Got himself plenty of health. Literally having to play for abilities. The reverse time as well as his health bar. Some dots get it set up on the Seaver. Can at least remove Agony. But the other dots like Corruption, UA, all that stuff is going to stay. Drowsy does have a pretty big shield. Necrolord shield together with a Dark Pact. Mad damage coming out for Seaverk with another poly. Got himself a big Arcana Sphere. Does have mad cool that's available. Is he going to combine it? He's going to go for a big blaster play. Big barrage. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so much burst out of the both of them. The fact that Seaverk survived, dude, he made so aggressive with them all the times. It is incredible. Super aggressive. With Scripper going to be up next. Quick leap onto Seaverk. Does himself a blink together with an ulti time immediately. That's going to be a quick barrage to chase Scrippy away. Got himself shit in power. Potentially could go for a ulti time. Put him back next to the Feral. Quick Nova. He's trying to get a polymorph, but I don't know if he's really going to be able to do much with a poly. Scoopy is just trying to see if he can max out some damage. Another ulti time available for Seaverk. What is this ulti time strat, man? He's just able to always have it. Literally able to alter every single global. I think it's just the together with mad cooldown reduction, right? That or something else. I'm not even sure. But it's really, really good. And oh wait, your Arcane Familiar is, like I said, hitting through the wall. That's kind of crazy. Gonna be Seamark trying to see if he can maybe reposition versus Squippy. Got himself a bit of a primordial, a little bit of a temporal roll, and then temporal is gonna be like all the time. Without putting you back in the same spot, it'll basically like accumulate the damage you take and will heal you for that amount. But it will get reduced with dampening. Temporal is something Mage used to have a lot before everybody got all the time. And now that everybody has all the time, only Arcane has temporal. See, we're trying to send out a random orb. Quick mass invis as the Pharaoh trying to get an opener. Looks like Tuver can't do much about it. Proper invis comes out for 60% damage reduction. Still has an iceberg in case things go really, really rough. Knocking back Scooper for just a second. He is in a tight situation all the time. Oh man, unless you get a global there. To go for an iceberg, there's not much you can do. I think it was spam and iceberg immediately. But that was a pretty big bite of Scoopy. I think may have gotten a crit. That does put you in a tight situation. Plus, I don't even honestly know how an Arcane Mage is supposed to deal with a Feral Druid. Is there even a possibility? Like, could he actually win? I feel like back in BFA you could when you had a lot of survivability as Arcane with all the Azurites. But nowadays, I don't know if you can. Power shifting, you can't even Nova them. You can't power them enough to set him up. Man, I didn't feel like blocking lol. Fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. It may be one of those matchups you can't win. Yeah, maybe just one of those matchups that you can't really do much about. Unless the Pharaoh makes like a mad mistakes. Yeah, I'm really hoping that I'm hoping big time for some of the talent changes for mages in Dragonflight. Freeze trap to Squippy as the Dragonflight just gotta just praying for the Pharaoh just to walk a little closer, just touch his ball on the trap, and just get reset. Mark onto Squippy. Got himself a big old fleshcraft ready to go. Flex does get himself a lot of recovery inside of the camera. We're hitting that 9-minute mark, boys. We got us a 25% dampening. You basically got a perma mortar strike effect. All your healing is reduced. Any other healing reductions are just going to amplify and get the enemy closer into the death, into the end zone. You got your pet. Together with Flex got us that mortal strike. Squippy got that I think rake and rib that could reduce healing by like up to 20% at most. Stun onto Squippy, does have a trigger for it, leaping in towards DJ. DJ drops down a freezing trap. Squippy just wants to bail out of there completely with the regrowth behind the pillar. Try to catch up as much as possible. For DJ, it's a perfect opportunity to at least get a setup around the pillar. Pulling his pet back for a moment. Got himself the flame shot. Kill shots are available. Squippy trying to see if maybe we can reposition. That's going to be the pet over there harassing him for a moment, at least not letting him get a proper re-stealth. DJ Flex goes in for a feign death. With a manning bandage right after, Squippy notices exactly what's going on. Freezing trap waiting for him as the Mage comes out. Perfect opportunity for DJ to at least be able to break away from the Mage. Does have to take the punishment from the Feral Druid. Throwing down a tar trap on the poor guy with a flame shot right after. Kill shots to follow. That's going to be ruined by Squippy. At least trying to control the hunch as best as possible. But that long range grenades are coming through with Squippy with a bark skin. I believe a natural order tanky legendary this time. So he got himself lots of variability. Kill shots still go through. Barkskin is there to protect him for a little bit. Cat from backup. Feign death for a moment. As he tried to go in, he gets in with a freeze. It's a scary beast. Is going to force him out of the cat from with a stun. Going to be a wall for Squippy. As he does get in with a stun. That's perfect wall right there. Pre-walling the damage. GG got himself some cooldowns rolling in. Got himself a root with a stun. Oh, GG got himself mad. Kill shots to follow. I think Squippy might be done right now. Dawson just standing him over the edge. Another kill shot to follow. Surfacing right after House Smith still alive. Oh my god, bashing in the bed, trying to go for a cycle, needs himself a heal right now, trying to build some calm points, but it looks like he was going to go down either way. I think he tried to build up calm points off of the pet to get himself a finisher, to get an instant cast regrowth. At that point, he's just doing everything he can in order to come back. And Errol is going to be the last one for the team too on that cleanup duty. Freezing trap around the corner, just going to get hit by it as he goes in for some damage. I like your mark, by the way. It's all over the place a little bit, but I do like the shoulders. They're just so bulky. I really do like them. Gonna be a kid shot on DJ. I was trying to see if maybe the Resonator will be enough. No checking him up for DJ. I think it might be over unless he doesn't get the crits he needs. Feign death by DJ with a steel trap. Erlis just continues to get stuns on him back to back. But the Hunter is able to break away. Gonna be full dots of fake challenge Erlis. He better be careful. Kill shots could be very, very deadly. GG got himself a nice position behind the pillar, able to get himself a little bit of recovery. Airless is getting harassed by the pet. It looks like he's going to focus down on pet for quite a bit. Stun, trigger around the corner, kill shots and just absolutely splaying him open. That's going to be a advantage, but the freezing trap stops him. Player on the ground, doesn't even know the shadow step. If he has a shadow step, he may be okay. That's why DG is backing up out of there, literally going to a little zip code. He doesn't want the step to connect. Smoke bomb, shadow step, doesn't quite get him. Feign death for a moment. Does he finish him right here? Is it potentially going to be the hit? Needs another crit to happen. Colonel right after. Airless is alive for just a little bit longer though. Trying to stay next to DJ as best as possible. DJ got himself a little bit of healing. Airless got himself shadow blades. Freezing trap for a moment. Does he have another shadow step? Jesus, like, just trying to see if he can maximize that range. Definitely needs to get some solos under airless. Lobbing up the nades with a fade shot to follow. Kill shot could be deadly. I think he has him right here. Kill shot, but it's going to be a cheap shot. Airless got himself a little bit of survivability. I think it's over, though. The Fed does take him over the edge. Man, that was a close one. That was a close duel, boys. Oh, my God. I enjoyed that one. Let's go. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That was good, man. That was awesome. Man. I really would have loved to see the Mage go for a little bit longer because I love the burst. I want to see more of that Affliction Warlock Shadow Bolts. That man actually had a setup. I love the damage he was doing for a second there. But I don't know. But against these rogues and against these toners, I don't know how much these guys are going to be able to play their class, actually. You know what I mean? We got to get some words in here. Somebody doesn't hard counter a Mage or something. You know what I mean? It's not a hard counter. It's still a challenge, but it's like not a hard counter. Because some classes are just that. It's crazy. Boys, let's get another one going. Yo, Chicago, and DJ, let me know if you're ready. Is a group open from one? Yo, if you guys want to know if there's a group available, check out the Legacy raid section. Looks like Chicago got 2 spots open. You can join as an alliance or as a horde with class faction enabled. Then you too. So you can join Mav. How do you expect these matches? I use a macro called, I use a command, in-game command called invite spectator match. Just add one person's real ID name, another person's real ID name, the number of people playing on each team. And you can do like the random arena or like proper arena. But it's like, you know how Blizzard does those spectator games for like tournament, arena world championship, stuff like that? That's basically the command that we're using. Except ours is not exactly the same. Same group, good to go. Sounds good. DJ sounds good. As soon as Chicago got 5, man, we'll get you boys in here. But yeah, we are hosting these groups right now in Red's Legacy, so you can use cross faction. So you can join as either alliance or horde. Normally would host it as like player versus player in the custom PvP, but you can do cross faction in there. We also tried hosting in RBGs, but then we don't really get people that are trying to do it. We get people that are trying to get RBGs done, which makes it a little bit muddy, a little bit messy. So now we host them in LOG. We have a community. You guys should definitely join the communities. It just makes it easier to join in. If you guys join the in-game communities, you can just join the groups by be like, pop in the community, be like, yo boys, anybody looking for one more? Get me in there. They hit invite. And with the communities, you can invite each other cross faction as well. Alrighty, boys. This is another one going, yeah? Our character really did more than my touch in the match of that game. Interesting. Really? Double Ultra Strat is broken, though. It's awesome. I like it. I don't see a group in the Legacies, so the groups are raided right now. They already got filled up. But next time they're open, make sure to check Legacy raids. Type in number 5 in the search when we can. And Matt, we also are doing today the duels on NA, not EU. So if you're EU, that would explain it. If you're NA, you just gotta be a little quicker. Because it looks like they got Lazy Judge in there and Ori. Is that Lazy as a Feral? But Lazy on a Paladin? Yeah, let's go, dude. Lazy Judge, I like that. Yeah, the Twitch. Yo, Alpharus, first time he's actually getting a chance to play these duels, man. So far he's been on the sidelines waiting. And the first competitor is going to be Ori, the boomy Druid. Got himself Necrolord gameplay. Going to be a big grippy hand for Alpharus. Got himself the Necrolord. Looks like he's gripping everybody and anybody in. Going to be a Rude by Ori. And Alpharus can't really control the grippy hand. So thank you so much for Team 2 who are just getting blasted out, but are not trying to engage. Letting Ori and Alpharus get himself a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of fight. Alpharus trying to see if he can get another grip, needs to get himself a big set of the army and then join in. Ori just blasted him out with Raz. Is going to get himself an Eclipse available, trying to see if he can maybe get some dot damage versus Alf. And Alfie looking like he's going to be able to get away from him. It's going to go for Legendborn, trying to see if he can escape. Ori as big Star Bursts are coming through. Alpharus doesn't really have much out to work with unless you got an AMS. I think the dots are just going to set him off, but also that Star Surge around the corner is going to definitely just tilt him off. I don't know what happened. I don't think maybe Alpharus maybe was expected for Ori. It looks like he maybe stopped for a bit, trying to figure out what's going on. But Ori's going to be up next versus DJ. Bear form at the ready. Quick disarm with the DJ. Not really like they need a weapon or anything, but at least it's going to deny some of the damage. Ori does get himself a dominant position at the top of the bridge. Ori is going to go for a quick cycle on the bed, getting some drive-by dots on the DJ. He knows he's going to be fade out at some point to remove those dots. This is going to be okay for now. Quick stun onto Ori. He literally goes bark skin, gets frozen, starts yelling out. Yelling out for glory. Quick cyclone onto DJ, does go for a war stop for a second. Could potentially go for a flash cut if he can escape the hunter. That's going to be a couple of regrowths. If he gets locked out on nature, that's when he's going to go for immediate flash cap. But he's trying to see if he can stabilize here a little bit. Going to be immediate disarm onto DJ. Again, denying some of the damage from DJ. Not really grenades or kill shots, but some of the other abilities. I think like kill command, kill shot may be part of the disarm strat. And Ori finds himself with no health whatsoever. Quick friends and regions try to recover. Flash cut while there's a cyclone onto DJ. DJ doesn't quite reconnect with Ori fast enough. That's going to be a flame shot. Exchanges. Ori trying to get some dots of pressure onto DJ. Looks like potentially maybe the boomkin might be able to set him over the edge. That's going to be full swarm on him. Big star surges. Quick fade down by DJ. Flex doesn't have to go for a turtle, but looks like isn't trying to go for a heal. The dots is still going to be rolling on him. I think the swarm potentially was able to attach to him. At last second, the pet completely got decimated. That's going to be DJ out in the open with no pet whatsoever. Dotted up. No weapon in his hand. Revive pet is gonna get knocked back. Doesn't even get him. Opportunity to get a pet. That's gonna be Ori blasted about with a wrath. I think it's over. Oh my god, Ori is so aggressive. Full down build. Absolutely just melted the pet. Without a turtle, the hunter was kind of exposed. And then Ori has plenty of control with knockbacks, silences, roars, bash, whatever he's got going on. He's got plenty of ways to deal with that one. My goodness. That is so good. See, we're going to be up next. It's going to be the two. I guess I was going to say the uncommon playstyles, but really I think Boomkin is not bad for PvP right now. I don't know how popular they are, but I don't think they're like super on meta or anything like that. I think they're actually pretty decent for like 3v3 arenas. But Seaver definitely uncommon. Easily uncommon. I'd say Ori is pretty uncommon for the dueling scene in general. I think that would be the two dueling classes that are fairly uncommon in the 5v5 arena. Ori trying to get himself some Raz. It's going to be also a quick full eclipse that does give him a Fury of a Loon. Going to be a silence down to Seaver does avoid it. Going to be all the time with the shooting power. Seaver just trying to get himself as much cool recovery as possible. Just trying to make sure he's plenty tanky. A lot of the damage Ori is doing to him right now is going to get reversed. And that's perfect for Seaver. He just wants to go in. 4 skulls instead of Ori. That is going to be Celestial Alignment for Ori. Trying to see if he can maximize some damage. All the time is back up for Seaver. Got himself plenty of defense. Got himself the double all the time. And Ori again knows that while all the time is up, any damage he does to Seaver isn't going to stick. Unless he got some burst out of nowhere. You better just wait until all the time is over. And Seaver got himself afterwards temporal. After double ult time, a full temporal, he's basically taking for a short moment. Quick interrupt onto Ori, it's going to be a flash cut, but that's going to be touching the madness. Still a lot of potential. Ori could be in trouble. He got himself a big flash cut, trying to see if he can bear for a basket. He's see if he can get himself the most amount of damage. Big barrage to fall and missiles right after. Touching the madness, slamming on him. Ori does get himself a mad heal. I think we're drowsed his Warlock Hellstone likely, but he does recover a ton of health just now. Quick blink by Seaver, trying to see if he can evade that cyclone, but couldn't quite reach the pillar fast enough. And Ori is able to at least get himself a full wrath, get himself a full tier set proc, get himself an eclipse, and that's going to be dots rotting down Seaver. Seaver with the massive vis, trying to see if he can escape Ori. Does have a Nova, and it's going to be a big mobility just to see if he can escape. Shifting power is up in order to get himself a lot of cooldown recovery. And Ori continues to charge out, letting the dots rot down Seaver. These dots are eventually going to break through a shield and really just chip away at the health of the Mage. And that's essentially all he has to do. Big leap for Ori, getting that air time with the flap. Able to get himself a little bit of slower falling speed. So he's able to get himself lots and lots of mobility that way. And Seaver with a touch of magic trying to get a, looks like he was able to get a juke off of Ori. Big damage out of the Mage potentially. Ori in a bear form, trying to see if he can maybe deny as much of this output as possible. And Seaver can continue to chase as best as he can. And that's going to be mad blasted by Ori. Seaver just trying to see if he can avoid him as best as possible. Whenever he got cooldowns, he's just trying to be in his face. And whenever he doesn't have CDs, he's just trying to see if he can avoid the guy. All the time he is up. Ori, I think, is aware that Seaver is going to be put back to the top of the bridge. Unless he's looking to chase. Looks like he literally got an auto attack through the bridge. I swear to God, that was an auto attack through the bridge. What is that? Gonna be Ori going for again another one of those flaps into a sprint, trying to see if he can catch up to Seaver with a dash. Got himself a Wrath, Seer set proc, and gonna be an Eclipse available. Sword Stomp onto Seaver, does get himself an interrupt onto Ori with a missiles to follow. Seaver may have to ice block this fairly on. That's gonna be actually all the time, put himself back into a good spot, got himself images rolling in. Those dots are eventually going to rot him down. Ori got all those starfalls rolling in, all those pets as well, all those images. He's just rotting everything around him. With Sunfire, Moonfire, the Swarm, the Shooting Stars, the Falling Stars. He got all that going on, man. He is just a big old star right there, isn't he? Also like the helm he's got going on. Anybody get that from the Prime? I was actually thinking maybe get Prime just for at least the Icy helm. Because I think that one looks pretty wicked. I'm gonna pick up the Icy Helm and this one. I could probably do both. Or all three, if you time it right. Full missiles available for Seavark. Blasting out Ori. Rasses up by the Druid. Seavark is does he get him so defensive? I can't tell. It's gonna be shooting power. I don't know if he's got the ult time. I don't think he does. The silence out of Ori doesn't quite get an intercept of the receiver, but the silence is there. Ult time is up for Seavark in case he wants to reposition. I think Ori is aware, but he's going to chase after him anyway. That's going to allow Seavark at least some repositional with a temporal to give himself some healing recovery. 12% dampening, so the healing is getting reduced quite a bit. Knock back into Ori. And Seavark is just trying to find himself recovery. May have to ice block, and there goes an ice block right there. Got himself full recovery. Ori is looking for a reheal as well. And I think Seavark right now is kind of running on limited time. The dampening is really going to suppress him by a ton. Ori got a lot of the dot damage that's going to do consistent pressure onto the Mage. There's only so much you can really do about it. So eventually Seavark is going to be just going to be going down. I guess what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say he's going to be like tilted over the edge. It's going to be over for him. So he has to make a play as soon as possible. Whenever he gets like a big play, big opportunity, he has to go, because those dots are eventually going to rock you down. Got himself a temporal for a little bit of survivability, with shields as well in order to absorb some of the damage. I think he's trying to see if he can build himself up some resources. Going to be that soul shape. Got himself at least out of that solar beam. That's going to be quick interrupt onto Ori with cooldown reduction while ulti time is up. Got himself potentially big damage. Looks like he's trying to chip away the Druid. Just the problem with Seavark right now, he doesn't have a lot of survivability, a lot of that recovery, unless he can go for a mad Icebug plays. Trying to see if he can get himself a touch of the Magi. Ori does attach the touch of the Magi. And that's going to be a basket for Ori while in Baron for him. Seavark is pushing in with some damage. Trying to see if he can get himself a big barrage missiles around the corner. With a cannon sphere right after. Could potentially be big. Ori does get slammed by it. With another barrage by the Mage. But looks like Ori may have been able to stabilize through a lot of this damage. Full invis by Seavark does get himself a little bit of damage reduction for a short moment after popping off invis. And Ori back with the Wrath, back with the dots, back with the T set, absolutely just lasering through. Beaming Seavark. I think it may be over the Mage. He got himself all the time, potentially could use it the last second as he doesn't have any health whatsoever. So Ori gets himself a big Star Surge. If Ori gets himself a big Star Surge, it could be over. Mage trying to use mobility and line inside, trying to find himself covered, but the dots are still rotting him. There's only so much you can really do. The dots are going to be going into that shield at the very least, so maybe with shit forward, he may be able to get himself a second shield at no health whatsoever, get himself some sort of healing, so he looks like he does play a conduit where he absorbs from prismatic barrier. Do give him at least some healing. Popped himself a quick visit to the food immediately. Ori swinging around the corner. A couple of Starfires, trying to get himself another Cliff's big Star Surge to follow. And Seavark with a Primordial or Temporal, trying to get himself whatever healing. All the time is back up again, just trying to get him whatever healing he can. Trying to keep Ori away from himself as best as possible, using that all the time to kind of bait Ori in a position and then reposition after. I don't even know what happened with that Arcana Sphere just now. I feel like that knockback should have happened. But Seavark got plenty of mobility. Looks like he got himself Iceman back up. No way! Oh my god, the Mage got himself a second chance. He got himself another heal. Dude, you have to play so aggressive with the cooldown. Seavark is trying his very, very best here. Does lock out Ori on nature, but that's just going to be big damage on a Seavark. No one to Ori. Touching the Magic Raptor. Does have a quick roar. That's going to be all to some for Seavark in case things really go sour. That's going to be rude by Ori. Again, avoiding that, almost avoiding that to the Magic. Looks like that thing's still hit touch anyway. Does Seavark need to touch the Magic for burst? It looks like he's just going to go for it anyway. He's just going to pop it on big damage. Blast it onto Ori. Ori gets so close into his zone as well. Celestial Element trying to see if he can silence on the Seavark. Knock back onto Ori for a second. Seavark trying to see maybe we can do something here. Got him some mad damage available. Ori is just getting blasted out, but does go for a full recovery. Seavark got him some all full reheal with that all the time. Got him some prismatic barrier right after. Quick massive is with food. Trying to recover as much food as he can. Having to really play it out of the box. Who's going to win this one, man? It could be anyone's game. Touching the Magic onto Ori. He's kind of find himself somewhat lowish on health. Trying to see if he can maybe get himself a regrow. Seavark jumping down with images available. So he got himself pretty big defensive. Trying to steal as many buffs as he can from Ori. Trying to steal whatever healing buffs he got. Quick roll with the Water Step as Ori trying to go for a Cyclo. It's not going to be able to touch Seavark yet. With the Cyclo Raptor, trying to see if he can blink it, but it's not going to happen. And Ori is able to at least get himself some Wrath and get himself some damage rolling in. Could potentially be a big go by the Druid. Seavark still has images, so it's going to reduce some of the damage he's taken. Arcana Sphere knocking Ori back for a second. Shift the power to see if he can recuperate some cooldowns. Icebug back in a minute. I am surprised this man has got an Icebug coming back in a minute. This is actually some hidden taste going on. His defenses are actually out of this world right now. And Seavark trying to go for a bit of missiles. Ulti time is back up. Using ulti time to his very, very best that he can to get a lot of CD recovery here. Or not CD recovery, but health recovery. Reposition as well. CD defensive, health recovery, mobility. Big Arcana Sphere gonna load it up for Ori. Is gonna be able to get hit by it. Looks like he went Bear from trying to reduce the brunt of the damage for a little bit. Misses getting loaded up with the Seaver like that. So far, I don't think Seaver ever got interrupted by a full solar beam. I don't think he's ever got locked down by a solar beam. Full burst on a Seaver available, has an ult time, could reposition next to Ori. I think Ori's aware. And Seaver has himself Iceberg coming back up very, very soon. Ori with a flap again, trying to reposition towards Seavark. But is he going to be able to do much here? Got himself full dots. Is going to be Starfall, everything, all the dots, all the range damage rolling out to Seavark. Got him some misses around the corner. Let's see if I got some big damage coming out. Looks like he's going to be interrupted on a flash cut into a massive miss as he's trying to go for a cyclone. And Seavark again is trying to see if he can live this. All the time is available. Shift the power to get some cooldown reduction. Has the Iceblock back up in case he needs a healing. As long as he uses it, he'll be okay. Big Star Surges, ultra jump for Seavark, feeling kind of okay right now. Blinking away, just trying to stay away from Ori. My goodness, the mobility and the amount of control and cooldowns for these two has been incredible. Touch the magic onto Ori. What's up on the Seavark for a second? That's gonna lock out on a Mage or Arcane onto Ori. And Seavark just trying to see if he can maybe hang out next to Ori. Touch the magic, not really getting committed into super hard. And Seavark is really just focusing on the defense. Arcana Sphere, Ori finds himself on the bottom side of the pillar, trying to see if he can dodge it. Does get to dodge it. It does get a juke it. Image is available for Seavark. Again, Iceberg available in case he wants to use it. Got himself a massive viz for a moment. And in case things really go bad, as long as he can Iceberg, he'll be okay. There goes the Iceberg. Ori just can't really do much against Seavark right now. He just has to wait it out, man. Just has to wait. Let's get himself a full set of Eclipses. Missiles up. And Seavark trying to see if he can blast out Ori just a little bit. Just a few bit of blasted here. Into a silence out of root. That's going to be a soul shape, but Seavark able to break the roots. Is it going to be ultra time as well? Got himself shooting power to maybe get some cooldown reduction. I think he does have a ultra time. So he did have ultra time pretty early, right as he got hit with a silence. Touching the magic, or he's going to be able to knock him back. Got himself selection on the run for a second. Seavark got a bad burst right now. Doesn't have any healing, however, though. Does have a big ultra time. Able to stay on top of Ori. Ori with a bar skin needs to go in bear form to get himself healing. Credit Sphere getting loaded up. It's going to be a roar by Ori. Ori finds himself very, very low on health, though. It's going to be Seavark still with some bursts available. Ori got himself all the hots that were being stolen by Seavark, trying to give himself as much self healing as possible. Spell stealing every single buff off of Ori. Ori just trying to see maybe if he can let those dots set Seavark over the edge. Just needs to get himself an Eclipse. Lunar Eclipse, Solar Eclipse, just trying to get a couple of rats. Does get himself Eclipse. Finally, Seavark just trying to see if he can commit some damage. Gonna be another ultra time, trying to put himself in a different position. Does he have any healing whatsoever? Does he have himself a little bit of survivability? Ori charging out with a bear form. Just trying to see if he can end the game right here. The 14-minute mark, 55% dampener. And Seavark just continues to see if he can sprint out of there. Big old barrage up to Ori. Got him some mobility, another shield. And Ori just trying to see if he can maybe end this some way, somehow. But Seavark got a lot of mobility. Ultra time, right as the burst comes out. If Seavark can maybe use Ultra time in order to gain some health, he does use it at the last second. Temporal is available in case he's really bad in big trouble. He's going to use Temporal in case he needs to, and he does need to use it. Arcana Sphere trying to knock Ori back, but I think Dots might just set him over the edge. I think it's over for Seavark. I think he did the very best he could. Those dots are just way too consistent. He tried his very best, man. I don't think it's a matchup that Arcane Mage... I don't even know if that's a matchup that Arcane Mage is supposed to win or lose. But it definitely was not, in the end, his favor. Carly tried to see if he can maybe take down Ori. Ori tried to go for a cycle. Does throw him onto the Rogue for a second. The Rogue still has pistol shots. Works up with a couple of rats, and Ori, I think, is trying to see if he can get himself maybe a potential Eclipse root onto the Rogue. Does get a cyclone. Going to be tricking out of the Rogue. Ori with a bar skin. Another cyclone onto the Rogue. Does get himself as much self-healing as possible. Just looking to get away. Couldn't play any better. I thought Seavark played really, really well. Get a shot into Ori. I think Carly might just have him here, unless he doesn't have the damage. Does Ori survive this? Yeah, no, he does not. There's no way. But at least he got dots. He potentially could just get Carly loaded up and then at least maybe make it easier for the next guy to do damn. Unless Carly just dies to the dots. Possibly? No, there's no way. This pickup is going to keep him alive. Man, there was a long but a tough duel out between the Arcane Mage and the Boomkin. There's only so much you could do. Carly still has dots on him, so that sap is not going to sit long. Blackguard just going in, not giving this man a chance. Just taking them out of the game. Zap, last one over on the team 1. Is it still there? Hopefully, because Black Guy got Shadow Blades rolling in. He's just trying to go for a bit of a reset, letting Zap an opportunity to at least go for a proper duel. Bark's only on a 50% damp, but is still so strong. I wonder if Ori played the natural legendary, like the natural order tanky one, or if he played a DPS one. It's so difficult to tell sometimes, like in the heat of the moment, if they're going bear from Barskin and seeing frenzied, because sometimes they're going bear from Barskin and a pressing frenzied. You know? It's rough. Zap trying to see if he can pick up the eyes. Does see Blackout next to him. Going to be a stab, but the Earth Elemental should be able to get him out in the open. That's exactly what happens. I'm surprised Zap didn't hit him with a Flame Shock. But she'd be able to potentially get a good angle on the Rogue. Does get the Flame Shock to roll with the Frost Shock to slow him down. As long as he gives himself some big procs with a Lava Burst, he could potentially just drop the Rogue. 70% dampening, not a lot of healing is available. Zap has himself a proper shield. Blind immediately onto the Shaman. Doesn't go for a trinket, just letting the Earth Element chase after the Rogue. But I think the Earth Element may not be able to catch it. I think the Rogue may be able to catch a proper reset unless the Earth Element actually connects. Does it actually? Looks like it doesn't even matter. Zap is able to get out of that blind. The Rogue vanishes with the Cloak of Shadows just to make sure you get a proper open. Her flesh cut is up for Zap. Is he just gonna wait out of the Earth Elemental completely? Is that what's going on? Zap could potentially... No, actually can't pick up the other set of eyes. They're gone. Never mind. I think he picked up both of them. But it's gonna be up to Blackout whenever he wants to open up. The Earth Elemental is finally fully gone. Zap could maybe knock back. Knock back with a trinket could maybe delay one or the other. Zap does not have a Cloak of Shadows anymore, so Fire Elemental rolling in. Gonna be walled for the Shaman. And potentially if Zap gives himself a fatty proc or Blackout, he could potentially have himself a big play. We're gonna be a big Lava Burst. Does get himself an Ascendance. Potentially Mad Burst on no Blackout. Oh, does not have a Cloak of Shadows. And he actually does take down the Rogue. Got himself the fattiest procs ever. What was that? That was so good. Lazy with a big old wings, not gonna give Zap a chance. There's the over. It's over. Does AoE him out. And this side dampening does not much a Shaman could do there. But damn, yo, over with a 3? Bro, oh my god, this Druid is nutty. This Druid is nutty. Man. That's crazy. Alrighty, boys, let's get another up and running, yeah? Let's get another duel rolling in, boys. I've been enjoying these so far, by the way. These have been a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for joining. Ori, thanks so much for popping in, man. I appreciate you. Love seeing you play, man. It's awesome. Alrighty, boys, let me know if you got 5 minutes. If y'all need to join groups, we got them in the LFG. If they need more, they'll be listed in Raids Legacy. Just type in number 5 in the search. It'll be good to go. Let me know, boys, if y'all need more. Join the community. Probably the easiest way to join the groups is through the community, man. Arcane Family actually did 73k that game. Not bad, but it was a long game, though. So is it worth the based on duration of the game or what? Is it worth? Chicago looking for one more, boys. Perfect spot for you to join in, man. Let's go, boys. Yo, Matt, you're more than welcome to join in. This is that good. Did some testing. Oh, wait. With the rejuve, that's actually probably nuts, huh? That rejuve feeling is probably nuts. How you doing? Moonfire, huh? Interesting. I like it. You have 5 minutes ready to go? Matt, are you in? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I saw Zari in the stream talking about it. It's York. Talking about him. What is he saying? I hope he said only good stuff, man. Because York, you know, he puts in the time, he puts in the effort into playing his arcane mage. He does as much good to roll. Sound good. He does as much research as he can. And he's a good boy. He's also very, very nice. He's very, very so far I haven't had a bad experience with Seawork. I don't think Seawork is that toxic. And it's usually pretty nice with the honor duels. He usually just like, what's even Rook is saying, viewpoints are arcane. It's already been going on. Probably say I appreciate him doing it. Yeah. Because I mean, when you see somebody like really trying a certain spec and you're trying to stick with it, trying to make it work as best as possible, like you gotta give that person credit, man. You know what I mean? They're playing something off meta and they're taking it on the chin, and they're taking it with pride and stride. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be ups and downs, but I feel like Seawork has been really, really cool about it. Even in 5v5 duels, man. Seawork is the most toxic person. I don't have the proof. Just like word kick W. Okay, Billy. Oh no. By the way, what's my man G, dude? I got Chad. Did you guys notice we got a new mic thing? It's all clean looking, dude. It's so soft. Hold on, Dallas MR. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Even you guys some Dallas MR. It's so soft. Oh my god, dude. It makes me want to press my whole face against it. I'm not gonna do that because it's weird. But it's so soft. Oh my god. But I got a new one. Big thanks to G for getting me that. He done it just for me to get one. And actually, 2 came in. I ordered 1, but 2 came in. So I won't say no. I ordered just 1, but 2 came in. So I'll take it. I got a second one. So that's perfect. I got some beard oil out as well. I'm going to be popping some beard oil tomorrow. See if that does anything to my skin. We want to come back to the stream with some rashes. Which. We got ourselves Alf over for the team 1. We got us a Seaverick in the back. DJ. We got Carly going to be first up. A Zap over in the back. And Carly going to be starting off as a Blackout. A bit of a rematch because Blackout last time was able to give him a quick 1-2 back-to-back stun. Lock him down. Quick Kyrian burst. Take him out of the game. So this time Carly actually gets a bit of a rematch. It's going to go for a full drone, but it's going to be a minute trick him with a blind. But Blackout just trying to see if we can reposition for him. In the back, we got ourselves Drowsy, we got ourselves Lazy, we got ourselves Scarlet going back in. There's a Frosty. And Chicago in the back just running into a wall. Gonna be a trinket out of Carly. Blind into Blackout. It looks like Blackout trinketed something. Okay, so I guess I missed out a portion of the duel. Just trying to introduce the boys. But it's gonna be a Sap. Carly gets the opener. He is, I was gonna say not a Subrooks. He doesn't have the biggest opener, but that resonance says otherwise. Big Kyrian burst coming out. He's going to get the Kindle shot to make sure you get the biggest damage. Going to be a Blade Rush Raptor evasion for Blackout, trying to reduce some of the damage versus Carly. Carly comes with a Blade Flurry. Was he trying to hit more than one Rogue in here? Going to be a cheap shot locked down by Blackout. Doesn't really change his stun super well versus Carly. Carly trying to get himself a big old pistol shot, rolling in, getting the map rocks with Slice and Dice. And, not Slice and Dice, but Sinister Strikes. Disarm for both, but Carly got a gun. Carly got a gun. Look out, Blackout. Blackout used to get a CC lockdown, does get a full DR stun into Carly though. Unfortunate, should have waited a little bit longer. Get a shot by Carly. And Blackout trying to see if he maybe can max out some damn. Gonna be quick gouge by Carly. And so far, the rogues are actually pretty even. Vanish out of Blackout, decided, you know what, that's not even worth the situation. I'm just gonna go for a bit of a reset. Carly got himself a sippy cup, gonna be sapped by Blackout. Carly could have maybe got himself a restyle as well. Get a shot by Blackout. Does he have a big burst? Potentially, looks like he doesn't even have a Shadowlands charge. Trying to see if he can get himself an Eviscerate. Finally get himself a charge of Shadowlands, but he went with a Kid shot. Very, very ballsy. And Carly with an evasion has an evasion, I believe. Get a shot out to Blackout. I think it's over. There's nothing he can do. Once they don't have a trick, that's it. They're going to be Carly running through here real quickly. Oh my god, the BM/LOL. What is that? Drowsy going to be up next. Trying to get some on Carly. He's going to be walking in with an interrupt bet. Quick fear on Carly as he's loaded up with dots. No quicker shots available. I think it's just going to be Drowsy. Trying to see if he can take him down full. Dots are up. Maximize the damage. It's going to be Castle Circle right after. As Carly just loaded up with Darkblade swinging around the corner. I think Drowsy trying to see if he maybe can reposition. Potentially go for a Decimate Bolt. Carly is just melting right now. He got himself a little bit of healing. That Darkblade is not really doing good for him. It's going to be a Decimate Bolt trying to see if he can load it up. Carly got some dots rolling. Is he going to die to dots? Potentially still could die to dots. Drowsy's gonna push in, get himself a gateway, definitely needs to get himself a Decimate Bolt. Sap, oh wait, it doesn't pen attack, Carly the one though. Looks like he was able to wait out all the dots, get himself a big setup, he's just going low. Or somebody in the group said low. Resonator next to Drowsy with a cheap shot, Carly goes for reset. Drowsy takes a bit of damage there right now. Wall is damage up, does he have anything to follow fear, but it's gonna be tricked out on Carly, does he take down the Warlock? This is what Warlock wishes he had himself more to call. Quick interrupt in the shadow. And I think Drowsy can only do so much. I think it's over. Man, that's rough. That is rough. I feel like if you had Succubus for that duel, maybe the Succubus could have been pretty nice. That or... what else would you need? I guess you would also want maybe like sacrifice build. Gonna be Scarlet. Get a quick run into Carly using that water elemental. Interesting. Trying to see if we can go for a bit of an Ebon Bolt. That's going to be a quick kick with a blind by Carly. Literally kick from a mile away with our acrobatic strikes talent and blinded. Going to be a full combat storm into Carly. Has a clucker shot at Scarlet. Got himself all the time, so he's waiting, chilling. Trying to go for a bit of a blizzard. Carly looking for a complete reposition. Got himself a full vanish. Scarlet got himself a shield. So at least he's doing A-okay for now. Got himself a full all the time, and that's going to be a blizzard. Try to see if he can find Carly somewhere in the game. The quick invis by Scarlet. Maybe looking for the eyes, and Carly got to get himself as much stuff healing as possible. He wants to continue rolling in from one into another. Man, dude, that Warlock, if only got one Decimated Bolt, I think it would have been amazing. That's rough, though. That's really, really rough. Going to be a stun onto Scarlet. As he got himself a blink, trying to get a polymorph onto Carly. Looks like it's going to be maybe a Ring of Frost. Get a shot, but no blink available. He's going to go for an Ice Block as a drop it down health. As a Frost Mage, you guess at least you have 2 Ice Blocks. So you might as well. Carly getting out a sippy cup from the Kyrian boy. Going to be a quick blink by the Mage with the Deathborn. Ring of Frost around him, but it's going to be Carly backing up out of there instead. Scarlet with a blizzard around the corner, trying to see if he can chase Carly. The pet is going to be able to keep the rogue in combat at least for a little bit longer, hopefully. Going to be full combat storm crashing down. This is going to be full Nova. Scarlet got himself full burst available with the Ray of Frost right after. But actually big damage to Carly, getting himself big damage, but it's not getting really the proc value, or the shattered value rather. Going to be the Kevin Simon around the corner, keeping Carly in combat with images as well. Walking into that blizzard, getting hit with that Nova could be pretty big for Scarlet. But Carly does himself vanish as an outlaw rogue, gets very, very short CDs. Cheap shot onto Scarlet, does not have a normal blink, I don't think, so I think he's playing Shimmer. But that shield is holding on strong, trying to get an over to Carly, but he's very, very DR'd. Got himself Comet Storm rolling in right after. Potentially big damage. Carly taking a big hit. Nova, that's going to be a bolt. As a big pistol shot comes through, Carly could be in big trouble. Oh, Scarlet barely lived it with a flash gun right after. What was that? Oh my god, the rogue got a fatty pistol shot at the end. The rogue cannot be running a cooldown reduction Lego. He has to run a pistol Lego. Gonna be Alf, not giving Scarlet an opportunity to recover. It's gonna go for immediate interrupt. Full pets are available. Scarlet has an icebuck in case they need to. Got himself all the time in case they're in a bad spot. Trying to create a wall between them and the death. That's exactly what they do with an icebuck. Has to use it either way. But Alf can't really do much about it. All he can really do is hit the pet. That icebuck, I feel like maybe was ballsy, but I feel like Scarlet, you know what? Better not fall behind. Better put the icebuck in cooldown. That's not a worst idea ever. And Alf got himself full Necrolord shield, got himself big grippy onto Scarlet. And Scarlet just tried to see if he could avoid him as best possible. Gonna be interrupts, and it's gonna be the pet who could also interrupt you as well while it's empowered. Ring of Frost by Scarlet does get kicked. I think it could be pretty bad for the Mage. Definitely needs to find a way to reposition away from Alf. Trying to go for a poly, but looks like wasn't able to. Did Alf go for a Legendborn? He may have. Lazy, trying to see if he can drop down his stun onto Alf. Got himself IBF in order to get out of the Hodge immediately. Still holding on to a proper trinket for later, I guess. But it's going to be full set of wings for Lazy. Lazy's trying to see if he can just drop down Alf. That's going to be AMS to follow. Got himself plenty of defense in order to survive the damage of a Retribution Paladin. Cracking through that AMS defensive pretty quickly. Alf better be dropping down the anti-magic zone against the holy damage as soon as possible. Trying to get himself as much death strikes as he can. But Dry MC comes in at the late time. Still able to reduce a lot of the damage. Only 40% damage, so maybe he can do a bit of recovery. Got himself Army of the Dead rolling in. Going to be sacrificing the main goal. Summon a new one. Lichborn is up. Get a shot. Hodge to follow. The shot. Hodge to follow as it's gonna be Lazy just continue to get procs. That's gonna be a massive hammer coming down, taking down the Death Knight. Who's it up next? Is it gonna be Seabark? Is it DJ or is it Zap in the back? It's one of these boys gonna be up next, man. It's gonna be one of these boys up next as Lazy is readying himself for whoever is gonna be coming out of that Team 2 gates. Looks like potential Seabark backed up, so maybe not him. Let's look at a Zap, so possibly Zap gonna be next. He's trying to get himself a full flash cut, so possibly it's gonna be Zap. Or maybe not. Seawark and Zap trying to figure out who's gonna be next. Possibly? Is it gonna be maybe Seawark trying to see if he can pop off? No. Looks like it is gonna be Zap. Lazy just gonna hang out back there. Actually, he had himself a little bit of time while those boys in Team 1. We're trying to figure out who's gonna be next. It does give him some cooldown reduction. Just gotta just let him AFK out for a little bit until wings it back up. Zap trying to see if he can maybe create some space between him and Lazy. Could knock him back quite a distance. Gonna be Lazy position himself so the knock doesn't really send him flying. That's gonna be full stun on Zap. Doesn't have the biggest cooldowns rolling in. It's gonna be fire elemental available for Zap. The quick Panda Rachel for Lazy. This is gonna hit him with a capacity totem stun and should be able to slow him down and afraid to keep him rolling. Big ascendance on Lazy. Lazy doesn't get himself shield event just popping next to Zap. Zap with a massive burst follow. Oh, the big Ellie blast. Oh, even Ellie blast. Just lava burst popping off on the guy. Oh my god. He did it. Big burst out of that chamois. And Chicago's going to be up next. Are they ready? Are they there? But that's going to be Zap taking it down. Chicago charging out next. My goodness. Lagging? Oh, you're good, fam. You're good. Yeah, take your time. Hopefully Chicago won't be lagging for this duel right here, though. That'd be super unfortunate. Hex trying to come out for Zap, getting attacked by the Ghost Raptors. Gonna be Earth Elemental joining in. Got himself that Ascendance proc. It's gonna be a match in Harbors by Chicago. Zap trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of healing. Wall from the Earth Elemental. Got himself mobility while casting, but it's gonna be interrupted by Chicago. Got himself at least a lava burst send into a Hex with Chicago. Could potentially be a ground totem or maybe Tricket doesn't get it. Actually, looks like Chicago triggered something earlier. Zap is able to at least get himself a little bit of health, a little bit of recovery with some heals. But try to stay aggressive with Chicago. Gonna be the stun totem onto the Shaman. Does end up eliminated fairly quickly. Let's get Zap trying to get himself yet another cast off. It's gonna be mad. Shock does get Chicago kind of lowish, but that Maelstrom should be able to keep himself alive and plenty healthy. Gonna be a wall of Chicago in case of Nietzsche. Zap doesn't have a wall of his own. Earth Elemental to join in for the both of the Shamans. And Chicago summons their own. Zap at no help whatsoever. Try to get him knocked back to Chicago, but they don't really go flying super far. Zap definitely needs something. If you get interrupted on nature, maybe you can get himself a flash cut available. Try to get himself a big Zaps available to Sunder, but it's going to be a quick cheat death at the very, very end. Chicago trying to see if he can minimize the damage that Zap can do. Maybe we can still get himself a bunch of lava bursts to get Chicago low. Potentially. But like I say, he's going to be going down for the count with Seawark up next. Trying to see if he can blast out Chicago. Normally enhanced with Shaman. we've seen time and time again, is a pretty hard counter for an RK Mage. Absolutely a hard counter, but if Chicago lagging a little bit and potentially Seawork throwing in your build, maybe it could be completely different. Big damage on Chicago, mad blaster follow. Chicago does have a pre-wall available, could interrupt Seawork in case they need to interrupt. Tried to go for it, but didn't quite get it. Chicago finds himself at super low health with a wall available. Should power no time available for Seawork. Try to see if he can maybe reposition completely around Chicago. And Chicago's charging out. Seawork does get himself that double all the time in case he's ever in trouble. In case he ever needs it. Try to see if he can get some blast in. All the time is up as he goes in for another port with our cannon sphere. Chicago trying to see if he can dodge it. Do they get it though? It looks like they were able to dodge it. Wasn't able to move in time. Wasn't able to predict which way Seawork was going to shoot it. With a mad chain harvest. Trying to see if he can rip health out of Seawork. Blast him out. Gonna be Seawork. Fire blasting the grounding totem. To make sure that the polymorph does not get prevented. Quick poly onto Chicago. Did have a kick, I think, but it might have been an invis out of Seawork in between of that. Chicago blasted out Seawork, not giving him a chance here. It's going to be no more interrupt, but Seawork does get to reposition at the very least. Definitely sit down and get himself as much food as possible. Chicago's trying to prevent it with a slow totem around the corner. Seawork is going to be able to blast at it. Capacitor totem around the corner with an ice block for Seawork. As he's looking for that full-blown recovery. It's up to Chicago right now to see if they can maybe potentially bring it back for his team. Staying in Ghost Raptor form, gonna be the totem, getting blasted out. All the time is up for Seawork. As he's going for that shift in power. Trying to get himself as many cooldowns back as possible. The faster you can get him, the better. Chicago sprinting in, sees the ultra time for Seawork, and they're going to try to see if he can purge it. Looks like they was able to successfully purge the ultra time. Quick massive burst for Seawork, trying to get a bomb over to Chicago. It's going to be a quick stunner to follow. It's going to be immediate interrupt. I think it might be over for Seawork. Oh, man's got nothing. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. Chicago bringing back for his team, trying to see if they can fight through the challenges here. That was a hard matchup. That was literally a hard counter for Seawork, though. To be fair, it's impossible. I mean, if Chicago makes a mistake, that's the only way you win, I think. That's the only way you can win that. That is a tough one. As Arcane Mage, you just have only one skill spell. Get a lockdown is detrimental. And Grounding Totem purges. It's just incredible. Like, if you're proactive about it as a Shaman, if you start purging while you're on high health, there's not much you can really do. And that's going to be full ages, but Chicago does go down as EJ does end up taking them out. Chicago was just absolutely drained of cooldowns. Gotta be Chicago snapping 2 kills. Carly going back in. The Frostmage shattering the Rogue. Actually worked out pretty well. It's actually really close between the Rogue and the Mage. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, need Mirrors of Silence. Yeah, I feel like for that one, you definitely need Mirrors of Silence. But then you lose out on that cooldown reduction, which is such a... It's just so... If only you could have both, right? If only you could have both. I feel like Mirrors of Torment may actually come back as a PvP, as a possible talent for mages. I feel like if they added mind games for priests, I feel like Mirrors may come back. Boys, we need 1 on either team. We need 2 for the team GG. We need 1 for Team Chicago. It'll be good to go, boys. By the way, I'm having a lot of fun with these duels. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm enjoying these. These are a blast, man. I'm having a really good time. These are awesome. Man, when I get my Fearless Protector title, yes, Fearless Spectator. When do I get it? Wait, are you guys watching the AWCs or whatever now? I think you gotta connect your YouTube to Twitch or Beanut or something. I don't know, actually. So much pop it over there. Okay, inside of TV. It's actually so cool. I love the build. I'm a huge fan of like cheesy builds, though. Personally, more all-friendly stuff. Yeah, I see that, Fish. Yeah. I am surprised they added it that quick. I thought they were gonna implement that in season 4, but this is awesome. Chat, so they added a way for you to be able to send cosmic focus across your characters, although it requires friendly reputation with Enlightened. I don't know why you need friendly with Enlightened. I feel like they should remove the reputations altogether, or make reputation for Enlightened account wide. So like if your main got exalted, you also should have exalted. But that's how I feel about it. Need your opinion on this. What if Dragonflight gave every class a unique passive ability that would give them resistance to the thing to Adaptin? Warrior, duration of stun affected by 20%. Paladin, reduction of incapacitates by 20. You just don't want to get polyed. Hunter, so basically every class gets a CC reduction. Hunters get snare reduction. Rogues get a root reduction. Shaman gets interrupt shorter. Priests get horror effects shorter. There's not a lot of horror effects in the game. That's the problem, though. Mage polymorphic effects, Warlock fear effects, Monk disarm effects, Druid sleep effects. The problem with that is there's not a lot of CC that sleep, snare, root, or polymorphic effects, or horror effects. You know what I mean? Demon Hunter Disarmament effects, Death Knight knockback effects. I mean, I feel like Warriors get the best one. Reducing duration of stun effects reduced by 20%. Warriors would be cracked for PvP. That sounds so. Is this Atho? He said, in your opinion on this, what if Dragonflight gave every class a unique passive ability that would give them resistances to things they're adept in? Let me just screenshot it real quick so you guys can see it, because you can see the DM from your boy Atho. Because as they've been coming up, he's been giving me some ideas of like some of the different possible PvP talents or talent ideas, and some of them are really cool. I think I understand what you're trying to go for. I think it's like a flavor thing, right? Whatever classes have resistance to naturally, like in D&D style, some classes are simply resistant to certain things. But Warriors getting a stun reduction would make him busted in PvP. Paladins with a capacity for PvP. Sounds like a paladin doesn't get polymorphed. That's a joke though, but it's a cool idea. It's just hunters with snare, rogues with roots, priests with horrors. There's just not a lot of horror effects in the game, right? So you wouldn't have much going on. Is I kill the MC Tupac? What's up, Michael? I have no idea what that means. Mage polymorphic effects. I think it's a cool idea because, you know, Mage can polymorph, but then Mage said hexes less long. I think it'd be a cool flavor thing. The problem is there's just not a lot of like disarm effects. There's not a lot of sleep effects. There's not a lot of disorient effects in the game. There's some like Cyclone knockbacks. There's some like snare. I think horror would be at a disadvantage because like warrior just like resist the stunts. That would make him really, really strong. Is this like to replace racials, or would you still have like the orc racial and the stun reduction? Because that would make warriors incredibly good. But would they then nerf warriors in PvP so they can have more consistent sustain, not really bursty pressure damage? It's like very, very lowish sustain damage, but like you said, stuns less. But you're just basically able to play the game more. But your overall impact and damage is a little bit lower because you don't sit stuns as long. Or is that like, I guess that would be interesting. Like there's always got to be like a give and a take with these kind of systems. Makes sense, but it would depend on spec ammo. Maybe, yeah. It obviously won't stack with hardness. Okay, so like replace hardness. So then warriors would simply, I feel like that would be okay if warriors maybe like tickled in PvP. Maybe they have like decent utility and they're just stalwart. They're generally fairly survivable. Like they don't just like die immediately, kind of. They have good utility, but they just don't like slam you out in a single one shot. They can't just like one shot like Fury does. So kind of like arms warriors of like, I don't know, like, what's the last expansion when they had like no damage at all, or very, very predictable damage? I think a Cataclysm, but weaker maybe, right? Like a weaker version of Warrior in Cataclysm. Yeah, that'd be okay with it. I think it'd be an interesting mechanic of like, hey, you play Warrior because you hate being stunned all the time. You'll sit out the crowd control, but if you hate stuns, you can play Warrior. Chicago's ready, yeah? We got a good boys. Chicago's ready. We got us a DJ receiver looking for +1 boys. Join up in the 5V5 1v1 dueling arena to compete. Look at you going Mav in a bit, yeah? But he said, I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. I love those words. Those are good words to live by, man. It's almost one sacred hardness. Okay, well, it depends what you mean. Like, just adding... It's an interesting idea, Athel. I do wonder, like, where does this idea come from? Like, what were you trying to, like, concoct here, come up with? I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just trying to use vocabulary and use different words because I feel like... I guess I'm wondering, like, it's a cool idea, but it's like, where does that idea stem from? Is this part of the mix? No. Why? 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 For some reason, my mix just like plays the mix, and it stops. And I don't like it. I'm Scarlet. Hey. Hope we get you more games in here, yeah? By the way, that was an awesome game versus a rogue, man. Awesome game. Someone helping out Frost Live, dude. Let's go. I love seeing people play underrated specs. Actually, Frost got a lot better recently, but ever since Resolve Trick, it got capped. Or is it Resolve? It's the one. It's the casting one, right? The casting one that no one plays anymore. I kind of do miss that trinket, man. Nobody plays it now. I like the fact that it left Affliction Warlocks and Frost Mages actually play, but I know the people hated the fact that, oh, I can't interrupt the class. As soon as they change the interrupt part, nobody plays it anymore. I don't know, man. Should they have kept it? I think it was kind of cool to have melee that could be really, really good in the game, but also you had the range that were pretty strong too. We need one more boys over in the team DG Flags. If you guys want to join up, find the groups over in Raids Legacy today for the NA, or actually, anyway, join our group, join our 5v5 1v1 Duel community so you can get invited easier. We hosted the groups in Raids Legacy in order to get some cross-section gameplay. You guys are more than welcome to join up. Where's my man Olphus, dude? He was there last week. Feral God X, do you want to join in, my guy? We need deep freeze again? Yo, maybe. Yeah, I feel like the Frost Mages, like without that, the Cassie trinket, is it Resolve? I'm so bad at these trinkets. So Resonant Trinket is a grenade. Resolve, I think, is the one that gives you casting when you get Interruptor CC'd. Yeah, so for mages like that, then, or they need deep freeze to be able to lock somebody down and then shatter them completely. Like, they need to be able to, like, they need something. I feel like they remove deep freeze for a reason, and that's fine, but if they bring back deep freeze, and they just made just to be similar to like what they were in Cataclysm or maybe even Mop, deep freeze, burst somebody down, I think it'd be fine. You have a specific window of how you play the game. I think what they didn't like is the deep freeze though, is you have to have somebody rooted or have the Fingers of Frost effect. The mages will basically blink stun somebody, and they didn't like that. You give casters instant cast, damn, decent minute, you could have much of accuracy, see of much kicks. I feel like, yeah, maybe they just need to take out, because a lot of the sustained damage, a lot of your the problem is Frostbolt is a lot of your damage. If they made Icelands a good portion of your burst damage, just make it hit harder in PvP. If they made Frozen Orb hit harder in PvP, if they made Flurry hit harder in PvP, and it made Frostbolt just like a filler, like actually just when you got nothing going on, you just Frostbolt, then I think it'd be in a fight spec. But they were like, well, you know, we don't want them to give them that much instant cast because they'll just root somebody and then Ice Sense them to death. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that's too strong, but we'll make them all about Frostbolts, and then they're really slow, really rampy. They can't really ever get cast in order to get going. Once you get the caster intro prevention trinket, then they start actually playing the game because they can finally cast the game because they need to cast every damn thing in the world. You know what I mean? If I said spam damage, Ken did explosion damage to fire damage because it's his burst. Yeah. Like, I agree. Like, fire mages can just press combustion and just instant cast everything. Like, Arcane, I don't understand why Frost Mage can do the similar thing too. I know they're designed a little bit differently, and maybe it's like, well, we just want it to be, maybe they just want the classes to be like really, really different. But I feel like one is just better functionality in PvP, the other doesn't have the same functionality. Give them a PvP talent that mimics similar functionality. Just give them PvP talent, man. Just give them PvP talent and solve it. Frostbolt doesn't hurt it badly, it needs a huge buff. Yeah, with the Necrolord. I mean, also Frostbolt does decent damage if you have the right procs. It's part of your sustain. They want you to use it regularly. In PvE, you kind of want to be spamming all the time, right? So kind of like the PvE ends up bleeding into PvP, where you're all about like that sustained heavy focus ends up kind of bleeding into PvP pretty heavily. And then you get an Icicles, you get your procs from Frostbolts, and yeah, it's just not optimal. They should also put Fire Blast on a global help. Maybe, or make it tickle, right? Fire Blast isn't a big damage ability, but it's rather a primer ability. I don't know. We'll see what they do with the talents. I think for mages it's going to be very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting because I feel like there's a lot of mages in the community that are like, we just want our specs to be good. Here's all the design, especially with Rookie and you talking on Twitter all the time, back and forth about the design, what you guys like, which expansion of Mage you like, which ones you don't really. There's a lot of feedback already right there. So, dude, I mean, I gotta be honest, the Rogue talent trees look amazing. Like, Blizzard could do really cool stuff with it. Giving every Rogue Shadow Dance makes you all PvP viable. Giving you all these poisons, Silence Garrote, Gouge, all those utilities. Crazy. Doing the stuff they did with the specs individually. Awesome. I think nobody in the Rogue community expected for stuff to be this good on paper. Of course, there's going to be like, testing and stuff, but so far, looking really good. A lot of people are really excited and putting a bunch of different points into talent trees and coming up with different builds and the potential of it all. It's really exciting. It's really, really good. Like some classes like Shadow Priest, they're like really talking about like, oh, this is bad, or this doesn't work, or this is not great. Like Rogues aren't, I'm sure this is happening, but not nearly as like constant. It's a lot of people like really builds. Hey, I made this thing. Hey, what about this thing? What do you guys think about this thing? Because there's so much to play with. And they did such a good job. So I'm hoping that if they did such a good job with Rogues, they could do the same thing with Mages. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. Everyone agrees with the Mage edges. Shut up, I think I have the knowledge of the arcane to anyone. I think for the last few expansions for sure. But then every side for sort of chasing every single possibility of damage you could do. Yeah. God bless, dude. God bless. Oh my god. Of course, like if you start dissecting the rogue tree, I haven't taken a look at it in that detail. I'm sure if you like really putting it under like 12 microscopes lined up together, right? Stacking microscopes, you could probably find flaws with the rogue town tree easily. Though with my early look, with the early build we got, without testing in game, I haven't seen issues at the moment. We got a good boys, DJ and Chicago. Chicago Delista would be good to go, fam. Chicago Delista will be good to go, bud. One more game for the night. Have we tried LVY? No, I have not. I was thinking of doing LVY, but I've heard recently that Method said they're not going to be using LVY because of frame performance drops in WoW. I was originally going to do LVY because I think a lot of people use LVY or something, but I kind of like my really vanilla-esque setup. I'm so used to it. If anything, maybe I'll do a UI with weak horrors, if not LVUI, but I don't really know. Yeah, what do you think about LVUI, Ducks? How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a good one. DK Jones and Nerf, you think so? It's hard to switch another spec Frost. It doesn't feel right. That's how I feel about Outland Mav. And I was like thinking to myself, man, Blizzard really has to butcher my favorite playstyle going into Dragonflight for me to like abandon it. I don't think they butchered it. I think they actually did pretty good with it so far. I need to try it for myself. I was a Pug that did Heroic Soulful last night. Was that you, Pug, that did Heroic Soulful? I did not do a Heroic Soulful last night, ebook. Nope. Nope. Who was it? Was it somebody with the name Dal something? Because I wasn't in Heroic Soulful last night. Last night was what, Friday? Last night I did my duels on EU, and then I just been working on the and then I was working on the Dragonflight video for classes. What was their name? What's their name, ebook? I'm interested now. Why? Did it say something bad? With a rude? Hope not. Which? We got ourselves Alf over for the team 1. We got Apollo joining up for the team 1. We got ourselves Steven in the back as a Warlock. No! Kind of stuck in the rogue shoulder. Scarlet's out there in the open. We got DJ over there with a road coming down by Blackout immediately. It's going to be Vendetta Hodge, as it's going to be Apollo with the Shield of Vengeance, trying to see if he can maybe get some damage out. Blackout with advantage and a blind. This is just the Paladin slowly approaching him. That is full wings and the Shield of Vengeance down. So Blackout bobbed the Vendetta for it, but decided, you know what? I just feel like my Vendetta is not worth the wings. Massive damage on Apollo out of nowhere. Whoa! Blackout having to rotate defensive immediately. This is why this man sat in stealth. His gut told him the right move. Just avoid the wings. It looks like Apollo has himself a big auto attack. Reggie give him another set of wings. If you can all just find the rogue, he'll be in a great spot. Trying to see if he can AoE him. Doesn't quite get him. Trying to drop down the consecration on the ground. Looks like everybody over on the team 2 is trying to give him as much, or team 1 is trying to give these boys as much space as they can. And Blackout is still in stealth, just kind of diving out, waiting until the threat of Apollo's cooldown is over. That next auto attack is going to be juicy. We got us a Lazy Judge over for team 2. We got Scar returning as a Frosty Mage. We got ourselves Zedman as a Windwalker, and Chicago waiting for the return as Blackout is just cowering. Actually, no, that's unfair to say cowering. He's just hiding, he's just chilling, he's waiting, he is recuperating. Although some of you will call that cowering, because as soon as you see a rogue in the arena, oh my god. I actually see it a lot. It's like, oh my god, this rogue is a coward. It's like, fair point. Not wrong. But also he's alive. Then again, like someone in chat said earlier, you either die hero or die as a coward. That's gonna be Blackout dying as a hero. At least he's out in the open. Get a shot. Oh, get a shot. Oh, almost want to let him live. Oh my god, the get a shot was clutch. Apollo did burn and chicken for it. Boys, that get a shot would have been amazing. Get a shot as he goes into seed pod. If Apollo doesn't trinket it, full stun goes through him. Seed pod gets the rogue back up, topped off, and the rogue can maybe reset last second. Lazy Judge trying to see if he can turn the damage around into Apollo. Apollo trying to see if he can avoid as best possible. And that's going to Apollo with wings available. As Lazy Judge absolutely blasting about, hammering the boy down. Apollo trying to see if he can catch up a heal in between of the bursts. Maybe he can go for full flash cut, get himself flash of light in order to get himself back up and rolling. That's going to be procs available. Apollo got some big damage available right now. Apollo getting hit with a Hodge, though, as Lazy just looking to maybe reposition away from him. Quick flash cut for the team 2 Paladin. Both of them are Paladin, so it's not going to work out. But quick shield for Lazy. Got himself shield of vengeance. Apollo trying to see if he can max out that range. Trying not to get the shield to proc next to him. and having that extra range on the Templar's verdict with the last verdict is huge. Quick Hodge locking down Lazy, trying to see if he can slam him down big, cleaves down with a Divine Storm, just absolutely slicing right through Lazy. Just absolutely blasting him out, ripping through the board. Lazy finds him super low health. May have to bubble this. Is actually in such a tight spot. That's going to Apollo just continue to press the assault, press the pressure. Stun onto Apollo. Lazy able to lock him down, trying to see if they can maybe pulverize the other Paladin. Quick eye for an eye. Lazy reduces some of the physical damage. Apollo does go for Wake of Ashes. Hodge to Lazy. Potentially could be a bubble. Holding out hope. He's waiting and seeing if Apollo maybe commits damage. Apollo trying to see if he can maybe force a bubble out of the guy, but couldn't quite do it. And Lazy catches himself a heal right behind the pillar. And that's gonna be Lazy at no health whatsoever. If he gets interrupted or holy, this could be really bad. Definitely doesn't want to get interrupted. Oh my god, bubbles it. I don't think this man is a flesh cap. You better not be playing with this cast, my man. Apollo was able to force out a bubble out of him, going behind the pillar, catching a bit of healing. This is just gonna be charging up back at Lazy, who's at no mana whatsoever. Lazy trying to get some souls into Apollo, hand of freedom to keep himself moving. Apollo is just gonna go for a bit of reset. He can't really go anywhere. Hodge to Lazy, locking him down, got himself the big gavel ready to go. The big burst combo of a divine final verdict together with, oh my god, the Divine Storms just ripping through Lazy. Oh my goodness, taking him down with Scarlet charging out. And Apollo trying to see if they can maybe go for a big old blizzard. Blinking around the corner, quick, full, flesh cut up for Apollo, trying to go for Apollo, but that flesh cut gave him a bit of immunity. Quick, rebuke in order to prevent. The polymorph, quick wall to separate the two. Scholar just builds a wall and kind of like walked right through it. It's an interesting positional. Frozen orb around the corner, Ray of Frost to Apollo. Does have another rebuke in order to interrupt it. Scarlet could be in a tight spot. Does not have an ice block access to whenever he gets interrupted on Frost. Has himself all the time, so should be able to put him back in the right spot. Nice right spot for damage. Full death burn is up. Apollo's trying to see if he can avoid the frosty damage, the frosty death of Scarlet. Mad burst on Scarlet. It's gonna be quick. Ice block immediately as soon as you see the health dip. My goodness, Apollo had himself a massive crit just now. Jesus Christ. What is going on? Polymorph out of Scarlet he was finally able to lock down Apollo, has himself a Ring of Frost in case things go rough. Is able to get himself some polymorphs back to back versus Apollo. Got an Apple Bolt rolling up. Potentially could be big procs. Gonna be mad damage onto Apollo. Does have another rebuke for this Frostbolt. Scarlet can't really do much except just cast in his face. That's gonna be potentially Scarlet trying to go for another Iceberg, possibly super low in health. Needs himself a bit more survivability. Got himself a shield, another poly onto Apollo. At least able to CC the Paladin little by little. Keep him at bay. Gonna be Divine Storms. Apollo does get to catch Scarlet out the open. Another Iceberg to put him in a little bit of a recuperative state. But so far, Apollo just, I mean, this man is pressuring Scarlet, running out of options. Hammer just as the ice block breaks, so they can't really do much about this. Lockdown completely, kind of limited on the cooldowns they have. Does get a shield, but it gets ripped through him right quickly into Polymer, but that's going to Apollo diving behind the pillar. Does get to knock that Polymer out of the hands of Scarlet. Quick flash cut for the Mage to at least get some recovery into a full Polymer as Apollo able to just absolutely blast with a flash cut shield in a single swing. Scarlet got himself all the time. He's going to have to use in order to give himself some ability. Hammer adjusts right after. Apollo just got him locked down, not much you can do. Apollo just absolutely just blasting these guys out. With Chicago gonna be up next. Big arm spike on top. Apollo, do they maybe have big blaster damage? With that other spike, any kind of nature damage or physical damage they do, it's gonna be huge. That also counts for elemental blast, which is partially nature. It's all the elements combined. Does get interrupted on the holy. Flash cut to follow. Does Chicago have himself big blaster damage out? It looks like he's gonna back up for a second. Chain harvest in order to rip some health and ripping right through the shield of Apollo. Shield of it is up for the Paladin. It's gonna get split between the Shaman as well as the Earth Elemental wall with Chicago as they're trying to go for a trinket as that Hodge. Looking kind of deadly, especially with that set of wings. Chicago trying to see if he can stabilize as much as possible. Drain or Rachel to give him percentage healing. Apollo trying to see if he can carve right through Chicago, but it looks like he's going to have to be a bit of a retreat, trying to get himself as much healing as possible. Chicago trying to see if they can maybe steal a heal, quickly wind shear out of his hands. And Apollo may have to go for a hammer justice very, very soon. Another stun to Chicago, and Apollo kind of hovers up very, very low health. Next burst on Chicago could be massive. Do they maybe have another LA Blast? Potentially? Chain Harvest? That's a lot of damage out of the two. And Chapala just trying to get himself another set of Gatlin wings and back up and running for this guy. That's going to be Chicago trying to stay and go through the best they can. They definitely should get himself a grounding totem for the next Hammer Justice. But when did they expect it? Quick Chain Harvest to recover a little bit of health. Apollo backs up out for a second. We're not going to be seeing a wings out of this guy for quite a while. Hammer Justice onto Chicago. Doesn't have the damage, but could potentially get some procs. Got himself the big gavel, but looks like he's going to save it for a little bit later. Chicago with a Thunder Charge to give himself a little bit more cooldown reduction on the defenses and the offenses. Wall should be coming back up very, very soon. The Ghost should be back up here very momentarily. Chicago had no help whatsoever. Trying to take a bail away for a second. Ghost is not up for a moment. It's going to be a capacity turn for next to him in case Apollo re-engages. Apollo has a shield of Mage coming back up very, very soon. Hodge in Chicago doesn't have the big procs, doesn't have the big damage, got himself a full circle rolling in, potentially big damage in Chicago. Doesn't get the procs, so Chicago does recover with a bit of healing at the very end. Might need to wall this damage either way. Oh, the Divine Storm cleaves right through the Shaman at the very, very end though. That's going to be Lexip, full burst out of Zedman. That's going to be Apollo with a bow to try to immune this damage. Zedman popped off every cooldown available. Was he playing Kyrian? Is that Kyrian Weapons Award? I don't think it is it? Is it Necrolord? I didn't even look. I think he may. No, he is Kyrian. Gonna be a big old kick. Trying to see if he can get out of that stun. Gonna be Apollo with his shield division. Trying to see if he can just walk away from Zedman. Got himself another set of wings. Potentially could use it for defensive or offensive. I don't know if Zedman has a trinket anymore. But next, Hodge could be deadly. Apollo just trying to see if he can survive this. Is going to get a big damage onto Zedman. Just trying to see if he can carve right through him. Quick disarm. Does he have anything to follow? Just trying to see if he can blast him. But I think he didn't even have a weapon for the last one. It just was a Divine Storm. With a final verdict at the end. Oh my god. Apollo with a 1v5. He walked in. He saw. He conquered. Oh my goodness. That is so good. That is so good, dude. Ramp Valley just ripping through the team. Sorry for the chat. Oh man, I don't even know what that was at. I'm good. I'm good. Do we want to do one more, boys? It's about that time for us to normally end the stream, but if you want to do one more, I'm down to give it a try. Have you ever just like talk so fast or try to take a breath and you got spit caught in the back of the throat? That's more or less what happened. Went down the wrong pipe. My cough, I just sat here for a second. I was like, man, that cough sounded really, really bad. I swear to God, I'm not sick. I haven't been getting any sleep, but I swear to God, I'm not sick. Let's see how Stormkeeper would do. No, that's all good, Chicago. Yeah, for Ellie Shaman, that chain lightning is just... the problem is that when it was the lightning bolt, it was fine, but when they made it chain lightning, it just kind of took a lot of the effects out of it. I think I'm done. That's fine, my man. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you so much for joining, my guy. I appreciate ya. All the time. Yeah, that's me, man. And I'm talking so fast in these duels. I try to take a breath. Goes in Mach speed. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like you, Ewok. Really? That's cool. Yeah, I didn't lead any kind of pugs for what's the sepulcher? What is it? Sepulcher of the Soldier? Is that what people call it? Satfo. I could just call it Sepulcher. I think Satfo is kind of weird. SOD for Sanctum. Castle Nathria is in Nathria. I feel like even Sep is easier than Sepulcher. Satfo. Satfo just doesn't roll the tongue that well. Naya. Palace. Crucible. BOD. Uldir. I like how everything just becomes an acronym at some point. Entorus. TOS. Nighthold. TOV. Nightmare or Emerald Nightmare. EM. Hellfire. Blackrock. Foundry, rather. High Mall. I feel like why do you don't have to have the acronyms? SOO. TOT. I like the TOT. TOE. Terrace. Heart. Mogu. Cataclysm. What was it? DS. Firelands. Throne. Bastion, I think, or Twilight. And Blackwing, I think. BOD. No, BD. ICC. Trial. Ulduar. Ulduar is simple, man. I really wish we got another raid like Ulduar. I think it'd be really cool. Sunwell. Temple. Or BT. Hyjal. I. Yeah, the I. Gruels. Kara. Never done one of those. It was fun. Thanks for the invite. It was a poly. Hey, my man. Yo, we do this every single week. We do them Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. You're always more than welcome to join, my guy. Always more than welcome to join, my man. If you want to have an easy time getting into groups, if you join our 5V5 1v1 Duels community in game, we have a Discord with like all the community stuff. You're more than welcome to join any other time, my man. Happy to have you here. Great duel. Awesome, awesome. You're planning on playing Wrathledge Classic? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, boys. I haven't really played beta that much. I definitely should be spending a bit more time in beta learning and figuring out what class I want to play. But I'm already loving Death Knight. I feel like they're very, very fast paced. But also I tried Rogue. I tried Out Combat on the Wrath. It actually is pretty fast paced. It still has to worry about energy, but the energy is a lot smoother than Wrath, so it feels pretty good to play. And it feels like a survivability is kind of okay too. But I think I definitely need to get a Death Knight to try, like actual leveling a DK for a bit. I think that'll be very, very enjoyable. I also want to give maybe like a Hunter a try, maybe like a Caster a try, seeing how well that goes. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. I definitely want to play it. I definitely still need to spend more time on the beta though, figure out what I really want to play, because I'm still ripped between Rogue and Death Knight. Get rid of combat potency and Raz the combat Rogue. Yeah, actual combat potency, so the energy region is really good. It's noticeable compared to like Rogue TBC leveling or Rogue Classic leveling. Yeah, it's really nice. The specs are really starting to become their own and really better defined. I feel like Adrenaline Rush is a fairly short cooldown too. Killing Spree is a very short CD, especially since I'm running Glyph or even shorter Killing Spree. Killing Spree feels pretty impactful. Oh, the Killing Spree feels, it does just about the same amount of damage as it did before. Like, it doesn't really feel like any different than the current Killing Spree. I feel like it doesn't really burst somebody down, but like for the energy cost, it does do decent damage. You'd get Primordial Wave and DF. Yeah, I think they will. I think they will. Maybe recolor if it's blue, that'd be cool. Yeah, I think they'll probably get like the same Primordial like green, but I think it'd be cool if they maybe made it like an earthy color instead. That'd be neat. Like, a lot of these abilities are like, they're like Covenant abilities, but I think it'd be cool if maybe they were like recolor them so they no longer feel like a Covenant ability, but rather a cool ability to Death Shock them. I mean, if let's say you're a new player and you're walking into the game, you're like using Flagellation, you don't have like the backstory of Flagellation at all, right? Or the context. It's a cool ability, but like the context of this ability, I think would also make some kind of interesting too. So I feel like if the word should say give the same name, but change like the animation of it or the effect of it, I think it'll be fine. I don't know, just personal little touch. It just feels so right. Yeah, it really does. I mean, it worked out for Ellie. It works out for Enhancement right now. It worked out for Resto. It has been the ability that majority of Shamans have been using since the get-go. I feel like for Enhancement though, Chain Harvest would be pretty cool to see. I think that'd be really neat, because I feel like that's been their iconic ability. I mean, if all rogues can get Kyrian, and if rogues can also get Night Fae on top of it, or Flagellation and Subtlety, I feel like there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to get more, you know? But boys, what the hell? Scootin'. Boys, thanks so much for joining me, man, for the 5V5 1v1 Duels. Had a lot of fun with you boys. I've been enjoying this a lot, man. These have been really fun. Very fast paced. Not a lot of slow duels. Not a lot of like, you know, stalling or anything. I enjoyed these a ton, man. Next week, boys, we're doing more. Also next week, chat, it looks like maybe Thursday is Dragonflight Alpha. If we are in, we're playing Dragonflight Alpha. I got a message from you guys telling me to take a break Wednesday. I'm definitely going to think about it. So we may adjust our break day and stream day. Maybe Wednesday is a break day, Thursday is a stream day. And I think Friday we'll still do our duels. But if more of you guys get on the alpha, more of you guys get on Dragonflight beta, we'll definitely need to do some duels over in the Dragonflight, man. Test our classes, test how things play, see how it works, see how things function, get some Evoker gameplay in there. We might just have to have a game of just all Evokers fighting each other. It'd be a lot of us learning new abilities of Evokers, man. It's gonna be a hell of a match, honestly. Just Evokers flying around, blasting each other. That'd be hilarious. But boys, thanks so much for joining. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys all Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday is my day off. We're not streaming. I'll just be getting some work done. All that good stuff. But boys, thank you. You guys are awesome. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys Monday for the reset day. Alrighty, boys. Take it easy. Peace.